Minecraft on 360. So she already has these games. It's just that,
she wants them the other way around.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
It's like, you know what? My brother said not to give her that, but fuck it. She said she wanted it.
She just wants to be able to play her favorite games on whatever system she chooses to use in that moment.
Exactly.
That's okay. I can respect that. Like I have a lot of games for the PS2 that I have repurchased in the HD versions on the PS3. So Rosie can play the PS2 versions, and I can play the PS3 versions. Although inevitably, whenever I start playing the same game she's playing, she just stops hers and comes over and watches mine. It's like, I'm just going to watch you play, Daddy. So greetings, everyone. We are live for Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Sorry about the scheduling mix-up. I thought that it makes me schedule everything in Eastern Time, and I thought that 11:30 was now in Pacific Time, but it was actually an hour ago, so sorry. We're here now. Hi. How's it going? Yeah.
Hello.
Hold on a second.
Funyuns! Fun!
Stout has Funyuns. We have... loud. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. No, it was just in the stream, yeah. So greetings to Duncan and Mario and Ben and Cyber6. Awesome. Ben says, finally online, been waiting for close to an hour. Sorry. Yeah, well, Cyber6 says, what, that man? Took longer than expected. Sorry. Okay, sorry. At least I got booze. And I actually... I did not leave myself quite enough time to finish watching Season 4 of Breaking Bad, which is what I was doing. And I'm one episode shy. I had to leave off on the penultimate episode cliffhanger to join you guys, so I hope you appreciate the tremendous sacrifice of suspense that I'm making here. So I'll be watching later. And this is a rare occurrence in which I actually don't have Rosie this weekend because she was spending the weekend with her grandma this week. So, and it's also the last weekend in which I will be unemployed. I actually start the new job on Monday. Yes, got the Shaw job. Gonna have a real income again for the first time since like 2007. You know, it just, in terms of income potential, it blows away all the jobs I've had in the past, like 5 years.
Literally.
So it's going to be awesome. I don't actually get my first pay until the end of the month, so I kind of have to stretch things out a little bit. But by the end of November, I should be fully caught up on all the bills and actually start to have some disposable... Actually, possibly even by, like, mid-November. So, a little over a month, and I'll be back on the horse, man. It's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say, so good night.
Wonderful quote here. Ripples
Head on
in the
over
stream
to
by
Twitch.
IP freely.
What about IP freely? You freely peed.
So I actually do have booze for tonight, and it could be the only chance I have to drink for a very, very long time, because I'll be working pretty much full time and then having Rosie on the weekends. So we gotta make it epic, man. We gotta make it epic.
Yeah, that's why I'm making an appearance.
Yay!
With booze.
Yay! So Ron's drinking.
I'm on number 4 right now.
Thrustbone is here somewhere.
I'm over here.
Oh, you're there.
SimCity.
Oh, you're playing Sims. Oh, that's you. Okay, I wasn't sure who that was. So Thrustbone's going to be drinking as well.
Quote unquote.
And hey, Cash Black in the house. I still haven't opened your package, dude. I will do that this weekend. It's still sitting over there, and I've received another package from another viewer since. So, yeah. Who is that guy in the red shirt? Why, that is Ron. The one
That
Ron.
is the Ron. Yeah.
The Ron. Did you want to introduce yourself, The Ron, for those who may not know about the wonder and
I'm here
splendor
every
and
now and then.
magic and majesty that is the Ron?
Ron was there at the beginning of Geeky, man. He's an initiator for the Geeky project.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I helped,
Excellent.
and then I
Disappeared.
have to do stuff.
Here, we should let the world know that we're live. And by the world, I mean Facebook.
I find it kind of ironic that Ron's in a red shirt.
Uh-oh. So you're
Well,
saying
I am
he...
playing Star Trek Online right now.
You're
so
saying
it's appropriate.
he may not survive the night.
You did hear that. You did hear that joke, you know, a stormtrooper in a
Oh,
red
yeah.
shirt getting in a gunfight. The stormtrooper doesn't hit a damn thing, and the red shirt dies anyway.
So I picked this up. Was
Lights,
it Garfield?
camera, hairballs.
Thought this would be nice for you guys to look through because you're movie buffs and all. Instead of the
Movies?
Wizard of Oz.
What are you talking about? Movies suck.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, there we go. So you got a
Wizard of
Garfield
Oz.
book today, is what you're
I've
saying.
never heard of that movie. What's that?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction? That sounds boring.
Never heard of it.
Oh, nice. Duncan says, I'm drinking tea. Very British. Very British. I had my alcohol yesterday at a beer festival. It was good. Well, I guess it's October, so Oktoberfest, eh? Yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah, October.
Yeah. Cash says, I have good willpower. Regarding still not having opened the package that I received from him almost a month ago. Yeah, I keep forgetting. As I'm sure you can imagine, over the past month I've had a lot on my mind, such as, am I about to be homeless? But, yeah.
You don't even have a car to live in?
No, I don't have a driver's license. I am a bus person.
You don't need a driver's license to own a car.
I think you need one to buy one. And,
No.
drive it off the lot.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
somebody
if you're
could
buying it
give
from
you
a lot,
car,
maybe.
but-
Well, that's true, yeah. Somebody could just give me one.
Here, take this.
Yes. If they could just hand me the car, then I don't know if it would be big enough to live in.
Well, they
Cardboard
it
car.
It must be more than the car. It must be a Winnebago or something.
Oh.
For me,
I
got a minivan.
Could be an RV. Could have an RV, and then I could become my own meth kingpin.
Yeah. Or you could be that guy who lives in a van down by the river.
What's
Down
funny
Down
is
by
I have
the
a
bay,
van,
down
and
by
I
the
live really
bay,
close to the river.
where the watermelon grows, where the watermelon grows.
It could have happened.
I don't know why there's watermelon growing in the bay, but okay.
Well,
Whoa, where'd I go? Okay.
Zach says you could have opened the package and used the box. Yes. I don't think the box is sadly not
Sturdy
big enough
box.
to live in, but I might be able to use it as a shoe.
Yeah, gotta
Like
protect your
Pinkman,
phone.
yes.
You
Yes,
can always do the cat mentality. If it fits, it sits.
that's right. Mauricio says
Sitting in the box.
Mauricio says someone mail him an RV.
Can you mail those?
I love how one of the things that they use to spot an RV possibly being a mobile drug lab is the amount of weight being applied to the rear wheels. So if it's riding low, then that suggests that it's loaded up with drug gear potentially. In my case, it would be riding low just from the collection. So I'm sure I'd be getting lots of raids on my RV from the DEA, only for all of us to sit down, order a pizza, and watch some movies.
Hey man, what's up?
Oh, again? Really, guys? You gotta tell your rookies that who I am, you know.
Take a look.
I'm the movie kingpin.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can watch that again.
What is it with you guys and Howard the Duck? Really, I mean, I do have other movies.
It's not that great of a movie, man. George Lucas didn't even want to put it out.
Hey, Cass is here.
Hello.
Cass will be
Chris McClure.
Cass will be drinking with me tonight, matching me shot for shot. Because this was actually his idea originally for us to have a drinking night, so that's why all of us went out and bought booze, was because Cass just pushed us all week to get booze for tonight at his behest. So, there you go. So you want to start us off there, Cass?
Sure.
Oh, it's clearly got rum in it, so you can secretly drink at the park.
Safeway.
Yes, Safeway.
Where are you guys?
Ojunix asks, so Sean, did you see the Godzilla teaser? Yes, I did. I saw it before it got pulled. You may have seen I posted it on the Facebook page, and then it promptly disappeared. But apparently a lot of people saw it, downloaded it, and have been re-uploading it all over the place, so...
It's like, fuck you, it's here!
Yeah.
Fuck you, it's here!
Yeah, I know. We're not going to let this disappear, so fuck you.
It's out there.
So yes, I did see it, and I think it looks very promising. Very promising. I mean, it's hard to say because it's a teaser, but it looks very dark and serious and Godzilla-y.
I'm gonna be very troll right now. I'm gonna say that the Godzilla in the trailer looks very American Godzilla-like.
Well, it's hard to say because I saw the other thing from San Diego Comic-Con, which was kind of like a mini ride film, where everyone was it was like a mock evacuation where the building was shaking and stuff, and you go into this office room and everybody's like, okay, everybody just stop here, we gotta wait, and then they actually see Godzilla walk by in the distance. And then he comes right up to the building, and you see his face up close. And, yeah, it does not look like the American Godzilla, don't worry.
I like how...
The design's actually pretty good.
Your chicken there,
Yeah.
So he looks American, but he doesn't look like the American Godzilla.
Oh, he looks Asian American.
If Ojunix says, if that is the Godzilla roar, would you be happy with it or hope they might change it slightly? It's hard to say. I don't know that they really gave us the full roar there. I think it was just kind of suggested.
Oh, crap.
But,
Fire a grenade.
there you go.
Nice!
I just had some steak,
love
some
rice.
leftover steak and mushrooms, so I'm
Okay,
loaded up on
everybody
red
watch.
meat.
Watch what I'm going to name my newly christened city. For fuck's sake. Ready?
For fuck's sake, do we have to see when you name your city?
Let's pull the chicken leg off.
Uh-huh.
Stout man.
Awesome. Now that's tender. Sorry, what did you name it? I was looking at Cass's leg.
You named it Stout Manistan.
Stout Manistan? That sounds so
Which is funny.
Taliban.
Because if you go, where is the resource counter table? Density map.
Daniel is asking me, what do you think about Breaking Bad so far? Had I even started it during last week's Saturday Night InSaNiTy? I can't remember if I did yet.
About it the whole time.
Did I talk about it? Okay, so I must have just started. Well, between then and now, I'm already one episode away from finishing season 4, if that says anything. So
There's only 5 seasons?
There's only 5 seasons. Well, technically, they'd had the first half of season 5, then a really long break, and then the last half of season 5. So some people are calling that season 6. So it's either one slightly longer season or 2 slightly shorter seasons.
So it has the equivalent of 5 seasons?
Yes, 5 seasons plus 3 episodes. But the first season was shorter, so I think really it works out to about the equivalent of 4 seasons. 4.5 or something. Anyway, there's 62 episodes total. I've got 17 left. So,
Cool.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it very, very much. Just terrific writing, terrific acting, amazing cinematography, tense intense, lots of dark humor. Just loving it, really loving it a lot. I'm absolutely going to buy the Blu-ray set. There's a complete series set coming out actually that's in like a big like drum, like a big like a drum, like one of the chemicals they use.
Hey, I just got
So-
your email. You just went live, it said.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, so pretty cool.
One, come
Yeah.
all.
I definitely want. I have to get into Breaking Bad as well. I haven't seen any of it. I don't
Yeah,
apart
yeah.
from, like promos on TV.
Well, I know a lot of you.
Things.
I know a bunch of you guys haven't seen it. Maybe we should work that into our viewings somewhere. Watch
We'll
it.
get into it in about 3 years or so. and-
Yeah, right.
Something else.
Well, we're finishing up season 1 of Miami Vice, and then we're watching Twin Peaks, and then maybe after Twin Peaks we can
We'll
throw.
fit Thundercats in there somewhere.
Yeah,
You know the thing that we all started watching together?
the
At
first
beginning?
that was the
The
beginning.
first
Yeah,
thing?
we'll put Thundercats in as the cartoon before the main feature. There we go.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So Zach says, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Well, most of the second episode. Oh, okay, well, only 60 and a bit to go.
Yeah, it's actually surprising. Well, I mean, I know it's hour-long episodes, but
Yeah.
that's surprising. I would have thought there were more after 5 seasons.
Well, each season was only 13 episodes. So they were shorter seasons.
So that should actually be pretty easy to get through fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could watch like 3 or 4 at a go. You know, and that'd be pretty easy. But, yeah, the first season was only 7 episodes. And then seasons 2 through 4 were 13. And then season 5 was 16. So... But it's good because, you know, I notice a lot of shows do that now. They'll do shorter seasons, like Walking Dead is shorter seasons, Game of Thrones is shorter seasons, because it means they can just kind of stick to the main story and you don't really get any filler. It's all important stuff. You know, they keep it
Mario
tight,
fanboy.
yo.
Mario Fanboy said at least it won't be as bad as the 1998 movie. Ojinic says anything would be better than the 1998 movie.
Yeah.
That's been my attitude about this. Is just watching that trailer, I genuinely got to feel like this ain't no Michael Bay shit.
Cash,
This is the real shit.
Cash, why would you do that? That's so ridiculous. He says, I saw season 1 and 5 of Breaking Bad and didn't feel like I missed anything that stopped me from understanding anything. Well, you absolutely missed stuff. I mean, like, the events of seasons 2 through 4 all lead up to everything. Like, you don't know the sequence of events that caused those results, you know? I mean, it's one thing to see the end result. It's another thing to experience
That's like saying
the journey.
I saw the guy go into the bathroom and then I heard the toilet flush.
Yeah. Because,
You did all the grunting and plopping in seasons 2 through 4.
that's right. You need the grunting and plopping, damn it.
I like to read the first chapter and then the last chapter,
Yeah.
and then I'm good.
Damn it, Cash.
So set off on
Cash,
his mission.
listen. It's...
And he was a better man.
What part of this is not making sense to you here? It's not about the destination, okay?
It's
You
the
can.
journey.
It's the journey. You can get to the journey. You can go to the destination and figure out what happened or whatever, like the main things. But you don't see all the little nuances and all the little things that got them to that point. You know.
That's like watching
So-
the first and last episode of the X-Files. You just
don't
don't do that.
No.
You gotta stick around for the entire ride.
There
It's
you
like
go.
saying Terminator 3
It's a journey.
should be part of the canon. No, it shouldn't. Anything after 2 shouldn't exist.
Actually, you know.
Maybe Terminator 4, because from what I've heard, I've never seen it, but it's actually kind of logical with the canon.
For that reason, I always recommend Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, because Sarah Connor Chronicles is actually a sequel to the second movie.
Yeah.
And it makes
That's right, because I write the third one out of existence.
it actually does it does make mention of the third movie, but it kind of writes it out as an alternate timeline of alternate timeline of something that happened, you know, a possible way things could have gone. But I like how they did that. So they acknowledge it, but at the same time take things in a different direction with the series, and that gave them the freedom to do that, which was
I've never
great.
seen the second season of Terminator: Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, you got to see the second season.
So the last
Yeah.
episode the last memory I have of that show is Summer Glau getting into a car and then the car exploding.
Oh, isn't that like the first season finale? Something like that? Yeah.
Like I said, I've never seen the second
Oh,
season.
yeah, definitely see the second season. It goes in some really interesting directions, and I was really annoyed that they canceled it when they did, because I thought it was really developing nicely. Because
I thought Lena Headey played a pretty good Sarah Connor.
yeah, definitely. I thought she really.
And I like her in pretty
really
much
did.
anything she does because it's Lena fucking
Yes.
Headey.
Jeff Messerman says my autobiography will be titled "Grunting and Plopping: The Jeff Messerman Story."
Jeff Messerman Chronicles.
With a forward by
there you go,
Crossbone.
I like how a little further back here, Cyber6 says, I like to rip out the last page. I don't like endings.
Oh yeah.
And the killer is Ramp.
I don't want to know who the killer is. I love all these characters, and I can't think of them in a bad light.
So
Like
her
that one
book
soap
club must
opera
be
from The
really, really
Simpsons.
difficult to go to every week.
Robes Marlin says, I did that with Beverly Hills 90210, watched the first and last seasons, but the cast was totally different at the end. Yeah, so then in that case, you can't really figure it out.
You watch the first
Oh, this
season, you
totally
watch the last
makes
season. Who the
sense.
fuck are all these people?
Mario Fanboy says you should watch some Megas XLR. I actually have seen some of that. Really good show. I definitely want to watch the rest of it. Zach Torbeck says, I like to watch the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes of great movies and write informed bashings of them. Cash says, Sarah Connor Chronicles timeline is much better. Yeah, well, as I say, I mean, the series was really taking it in interesting directions, and I enjoyed it immensely. I managed to get, I got season 1 as a Christmas gift, and I actually got season 2 on Blu-ray on sale for like $15, so that was a pretty good deal.
He also runs a key over the final groove of his DVDs. No endings, bitch.
Yeah, I just spent $50 properly.
So then, and the killer is.
No, no, for DVD it would like freeze, and then it would jump ahead and it would be the credits.
There you go.
Like,
So,
I actually did.
we do.
I actually did know that, Ogenix. Ogenix says, did you know that in the Japan Godzilla movie series, in the last movie of Still Today in Godzilla Final Wars, their Godzilla fought and killed the American 1998 Godzilla
Yes, I
monster,
showed-
and the
I
evil
showed Scout that clip last night.
the
It's
evil
fucking
aliens make something. Yeah, I think he kills him in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, all they do is the aliens, they make like a duplicate of it and they send it down.
Yeah.
And it acts like it acts like a monitor lizard. It just like runs around and pops.
Yeah.
Like, and it runs out the actual Godzilla, and he just like kicks it into the Sydney Opera House and just proceeds to blow it up with atomic breath, and that's it.
Nice.
It takes like 3 seconds.
Cash
I
says,
just spent $50 properly.
Cash says, I sold my DVDs of Sarah Connor Chronicles for more than I need to buy them on Blu-ray. Awesome.
I joined
Sweet.
the Carnivore of the Month Club. Every
the
month you
month?
get a mystery assortment of smoked and cookable meats delivered to your door.
Oh.
Nice. That's
Fuck
fantastic.
Loot Crate. I want to be that part of the Carnivore Club.
I now have 5 packages of bacon in my
Keeps on
fridge.
giving.
The whole year.
I may never have to go grocery shopping again. This is going to be great.
I have decided that I want to have a proper breakfast every day before work to get, going. So I got 2 dozen eggs, and bacon was on sale at both Shoppers Drug Mart and Superstore. So I got an assortment of bacon.
I'll be right back.
Fucking A.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this is a mock-up
Damn it.
drawing that someone did.
And it'll make great
Okay.
hangover food tomorrow. Speaking of which, I should probably mix a drink. I'll go do that in a moment.
Of what they believe the new Godzilla
Yes.
must look like. Honestly, I see this as obese.
I was gonna say kind of like beer gut Godzilla.
But this is what I was talking about.
Godzilla titties.
This is what I was talking about. How it sort of has that, like, just in the head. That
A little bit,
American vibe to it, where it's an elongated head versus the stumpy.
Yeah,
upright.
but it doesn't have like the big square jaw that the other one did.
Oh no! I wasn't talking about it. I was
So.
just mostly about like the long flat head. Like it was more out like an actual like
Yeah.
alligator.
But it has the ridges,
Kind of, yeah.
like the spine
He's
fins
rich
or whatever.
for
Yeah.
your pleasure.
Yes. There we go.
Dang.
Gosh,
Awesome.
back off.
Zillas have ridges.
There's a close up of it.
Duncan says, I never got into Sarah Connor Chronicles. The last series I really got into was the reimagining of Battlestar Galactica and Stargate Universe. Yeah, I definitely need to check out Battlestar Galactica at some point, which I think is even shorter than Breaking Bad. It's like a mini-series and 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
And then there's a few spin-off movies that they did.
Yeah, they did Blood and Chrome.
They did Blood and Chrome, there's Razor, and then there's The Plan, which is another one. And then
The
I think
Plan
that's
This
it.
makes me think of
After
Star
the show?
Wars for this.
I think The Plan is before
Bears,
the show, actually. I think it's a prequel.
Battlestar Galactica.
I thought the plan was just like the first episode.
I don't think so.
What are you doing? Stop
I
that!
know Razor takes place in between 3 and 4,
And then he just
Yeah.
goes, Michael! And leaves.
and Blood and Chrome's kind of like a prequel. It is a prequel.
And then there's Caprica, which is
Identity
all
theft
prequel.
affects millions of
That's
people.
like
every
a
day.
different show with the
Yes.
same basis, I guess. Like, what's up? This is
I was
Jeff.
okay with it until the bobblehead came out.
Jeff says the 90s and thousands Godzilla, and for that matter, Gamera movies, are mind-blowingly wonderful. And those preposterous Mothra flicks, just insane. The lot of them. Awesome. I've never actually seen any of the post-98, or like, actually, I haven't seen any of the post-Godzilla 1985 Godzilla movies.
Wow, really?
I've seen up to Godzilla 1985, most of the old, like, 60s, 70s ones.
Godzilla
and,
2000
yeah.
was awesome.
Junix asks, so Sean, did you finally watch the Evil Within trailer yet? Yes, I did. It looks really good. Very, very scary stuff. Kind of almost Silent Hill-like in its sort of building of atmosphere and whatnot. But,
This was
yeah,
a,
definitely looks promising.
This was an idea I brought up to Stout when I was talking about him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because I was watching, checking the quality on Pacific Rim and all that stuff, and I had just watched the Godzilla trailer.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what would be awesome if this comes out, when this comes out, it's a huge hit, and hopefully, and I would love to see like an arcing bridge movie where it's like Godzilla attacks an American city and they send Jaegers out to attack it.
Yeah.
So they have like Jaegers, monsters designed to kill, kaiju, fighting the ultimate kaiju.
So have, like, a crossover, big crossover fan wank fest, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. I told
Sorry.
him, like,
Jaegers?
remember Godzilla?
Jägermeister?
Fan? He goes, oh god.
All I was picturing was a 50-foot tall Chuck Yeager, like,
Duncan says, well,
Only Thrustbone would drink his beer from a crystal skull.
Nice. I also have a crystal skull mug, but his is way nicer than mine.
Mine's an actual bottle.
closest
Yes.
I can muster is
You can
a
actually drink properly out of
tissue
that.
holder.
Sorry, Duncan says, well, actually, the plan is before, during, and after the show. It shows the story through all the seasons from the Cylon's point of view. And, Brian...
So it's not actually from the show, right?
No, it's like it's like a POV, a different POV kind of thing. So Brian
I was
says...
under the impression that it was from the show.
No. It's like a spin-off movie. Brian says the plan has spoilers for season 4, though. So basically, what you're saying is don't watch the plan until after you've watched the series. That's
Okay, because I actually stopped at season 3.5.
see, it's like It's like the Twin Peaks movie, Fire Walk With Me. You do not want to, even though it's a prequel, you do not want to watch it before the series, because it will spoil a lot of stuff from the series. Plus, if you haven't seen the series, a lot of Fire Walk With Me won't make any fucking sense whatsoever, because it's one of those movies that assumes you've seen the series. It was made for the fans. So, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers! I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Cheers. Cheers.
But yeah, I just think it'd be totally awesome to see, Godzilla fighting the friggin' Gypsy Danger. That would be so fucking cool.
That would be
That's
cool
how I
if it
feel
would
about
happen.
the Star Wars prequels. Like, I feel like the prequels were made for you to, assuming that you've seen the original trilogy. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people say, watch 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. But, it makes a lot more sense if you watch 4, 5, 6 first, and then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, when
We're talking about Star
Caprica,
Wars.
when Caprica
Just
first
saying.
came out, I knew about Battlestar Galactica, but I'd actually never watched it yet. And I knew about how Cylons worked and who they were and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I remember seeing a commercial.
Toasters and
It was
all.
in the middle of the series. There was a commercial for the next episode of Caprica, and they're showing clips from the show. This girl stands up and starts talking, and she introduces a new technology that they're working on, and she code names them Cylon. And I'm like, holy crap! And I look at it, and it's like this skeleton robot, but it had like a visor and had the red lines go back and forth. I'm like, holy shit! This is a prequel or some kind of before story for freaking Battlestar Galactica. I had no
Did
fucking
it
idea.
look like the old Cylons or the
Let me see
new
if I can-
Cylons?
Let me see if I can get a picture of it.
Because I know in the Razor episode they actually encounter the old Cylons from the 70s TV show. And I was like, cool, they brought them back.
And then they giggle and they're like, we can beat you easy.
I know,
There
they're
we go.
like,
There is
this is
a-
an old model.
Here is the models that were shown in Caprica. This is the Caprica Cylons.
Clicking.
Klukang.
They're like naked Cylons, pretty much.
Oh, okay,
I
so it's
see it.
essentially a prototype.
You see the
See
line?
it. Yeah.
That's what I saw. It stood up and it started doing the red line. I'm like, holy shit, it's a fucking Cylon. But it's like naked.
Yeah, it looks like the 70s Cylon. That's cool.
Yeah, but that's what's in Caprica.
I like how they actually do try to incorporate the original show into the new show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I probably should
Kind of.
for the people in the text chat. This is the image that we're looking at. This is the Cylons in Caprica, which is the priest. So if anybody is, obviously people are familiar with the original show, it's very much a skeleton model, what the insides of an original Cylon would look like.
Okay, walk away. Let's.
He does that.
Hey, Sean. Bye, Sean.
He does that a lot.
Bye.
Yeah, you
Thanks
don't
to
wanna
Sean
throw
every
keys
time
and
Sean
then
walks
just
past
go
you.
to-
We used to be like when we lived together, like years ago. He used to be like, I'd be in the middle of telling him a story, and then he would just walk away to go and do something. I was in the middle of telling him.
He expected your voice to take care of it.
Apparently.
I can hear you around corners, by the way. And through doors.
Goes to get a drink, comes back with a bathrobe.
Yeah, it's his drinking robe.
It's my drinking cape.
Yeah, because
Drinking
you want to
cape.
pass
Cheers.
out. You should just don't be wearing what you're
Batman
wearing.
needed the cape for drinking. There you go.
Alright. Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Cheers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I showed off this picture, Sean. This is from Caprica.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Caprica Cylon.
Yes, I've seen pictures of it before.
Yes, and it's pretty much a naked version of the original 70s Cylon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Show that in chat.
In
We're
one of the
talking about-
movies, I think in Razor, they actually show
Yeah,
the
it's
70s
Razor.
Cylons. Yeah.
I was telling the
I
story
like
about
how
how I
they
first
brought them back.
when I
Yeah.
first figured out that Caprica was a prequel to Battlestar Galactica, because I had no idea. I didn't
Ah.
watch the show.
Now,
Yeah.
I know
And-
Caprica's a show, but is it a movie as well? Because I've
No.
seen a DVD.
No.
There was a
Just
DVD.
like a one-disc DVD.
Yeah, there was a DVD of the pilot. It was like a 2-hour pilot.
Ah,
But,
But
yeah, I was just saying how I had seen the commercials for it, and it wasn't until like a mid-season commercial where the lady introduced a new cybernetic technology, and she codenamed it Cylon. And I saw the eyes and all that shit.
Hold on.
And I was like,
Rob says, "Fuck! I just totally messed up and copied this on an eBay customer's feedback." Sean, I was hammering on some pro DVD nut jobs today. It's the most bizarre comment feedback ever.
5 stars.
What? Oh no. Rob Jensen says, "Now I know how you felt about getting ripped off, Sean. Someone purchased something from Walmart.com with my card. Just like that, I'm about $140. Sucked. I hope you called your card company, like your credit card company, right away.
You can fight that and probably get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Don't waste
credit
any
cards,
time
you
on
can
that.
do that.
Don't waste any time on that.
I'd do it like now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
would have done it.
It may take some time to get the disputed charge reversed. You may have to wait for your statement to come out,
Yeah.
but inform them now and they'll get the ball rolling on it.
Yeah. Just let them know.
Because I know that's happened with mine a couple times when I had a disputed thing. Like I had to wait until it was actually printed on a statement.
Yeah.
So I had to wait like a couple weeks or something for the next statement date. But I told them right away, and they obviously didn't do it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I think, didn't you do a video about that, Cash? Cash says, I have the French release of Caprica on Blu-ray. The only way to get it on Blu-ray, by the way. Yeah, it's only been released on DVD here. But apparently it has all the English audio, and I don't know if it's region free or not, but presumably. And Cash says Gravity is his top film of the year. Been hearing a lot of good things about that one. I have to check it out.
Gravity.
Oh, okay,
That's the
good.
one.
So it looks like Rob's already done that. He says, I did. They're replacing the card, and I should get the money back. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, let's go get. I keep thinking you're
Sigh
talking to me
of relief.
Whenever you address Cash, Sean.
What?
I keep thinking you're talking to me every time you address Cash.
Yeah, I haven't had that much to drink yet.
Alright,
Listen, Cash.
Well, I was like, didn't you do a video on that, Cash? I'm like, no, I didn't do a video on disputing a charge with my credit card company. I'm sure that would just have tons of views on YouTube.
I honestly thought that too, so don't worry.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Did really.
I got a lot of views on all my Doctor Who DVD bootleg DVD videos. Yeah,
Bootlegs.
Sounds good.
and
I have a
some
lot of
people.
views on my video of a dashboard accelerating up to 60 miles an hour.
Wow,
Wow,
great.
50K opening weekend. That's it. Apparently, that's the best October opening ever. Really?
October's typically a slow month.
Yeah, and Halloween
still like
openings
the-
typically stretch into November, I would imagine.
I still like the alternate titles, the funny alternate titles I found for Gravity. The Universe Hates Sandra Bullock is it's like personal favorite. Yeah. Or Space Sucks. We're selling
The
that
NASA
one.
furlough.
The NASA furlough.
The end of NASA. I lucked out. I got my check the day of the shutdown. Or something like that. So,
That's a thunderstorm going on right now.
Really?
Oh, really? October thunderstorm.
thunder!
That's usually when we
Will fire on
start
you.
winding down to the last couple big ones. But
Oh, Cass.
that's a heavy one.
Got some what?
I found it.
Found what?
There you go. There you go. Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, you want some?
Kinda blurry.
Got pizza. Everyone has pizza tonight.
I have 3
Okay.
different types of frozen
Aw.
pizzas in
Well,
the
you told me
freezer,
not to buy beer.
which I might buy.
No,
I
I
might
didn't
eat.
tell you not to buy
Already
beer. I
bought
said
some.
pizza sounds really good, and you decided to have pizza.
This is true.
There you go.
Hi,
I
Alternate
like
Mia.
titles.
pizza pockets
Having
here.
said that,
Hold
guess
on.
what I stole from my dad? And then poured into my crystal skull.
Of course.
Yay!
Awesome.
Indiana Jones approves.
Life of Pi in orbit.
Orbit.
So, are you guys?
George Clooney
Hi.
apology.
Are we
Yeah,
high?
we're live.
What? Yes,
What?
we're high.
No, bye.
Yeah.
Five.
I think I get asked this question like at least every other InSaNiTy
Every other
about
second.
the map.
On the
that's
map.
next to my
On
head.
the map.
I don't
The
care
map.
about the map.
For people that
The
are
Cyrodiil?
curious, for apparently the one person, it is the provenance of Cyrodiil. It's the Oblivion map.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, I got a blue.
Awesomely boxed PC version of Oblivion.
Uh-huh. Very nice.
Now, I should point out, if you buy the Elder Scrolls Anthology that came out a couple weeks ago, you get a map for every region that you visit in every game, and you get a map of all of Tamriel because you go to pretty much everywhere in Arena.
Okay.
Cool.
So if you want a map of Tamriel, there you go.
Amazon.com, Elder Scrolls Anthology.
Is it Amazon or is it...
Everywhere.
Amazon or GameStop.
What about GOG? It's not on GOG.
No, they're not on GOG.
I like GOG.
I like GOG
Yeah,
too.
GOG.
GOG is awesome. They take games that would otherwise be a pain in the ass to get to run on your modern computer and make them easy to run on your modern computer.
Well, the
Little
beauty of Elder Scrolls, especially Oblivion, it runs
Often.
on modern.
Often with
Little
lots of
fries.
extras. I thought their Fallout 3 had some issues, didn't it?
Yep.
As I recall.
Fallout 3 came out in that weird period right between DirectX 9 and DirectX 10. So-
Yes.
It was designed for DirectX 9, but it had compatibility for DirectX 10.
Okay.
But the problem is that it wasn't as compatible as Bethesda had promised it would be.
So I'm sure
Which
there's...
is why...
lots
Well,
of
it works
patches.
now, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a bunch of patches when you buy it from Steam, but if you had bought it from Steam originally, you would have had a lot of launch issues and a lot of problems with crashing and graphical problems and stuff like that.
Duncan says he's replaying Fallout 3 on his PC right now. Right this second?
Don't forget to steal the sheriff's trench coat.
Interesting. Stout says, little known fact, I used to have a stuffed dog named Goggy. Wow.
I couldn't pronounce
Wow.
dog because I was like 2 years
Wow.
old. So
Wow.
I pronounced it Goggy.
Goggy. Just imagining cute little 2-year-old Stout.
And looking at it several
weird
years
pronunciations
later,
did I
I
have?
noticed
I'm trying to remember.
there's a hole in his head. They poked a hole in Goggy's head.
This is a stuffed animal? You still have him?
I think so, actually.
What did
I don't
you...
know where it is.
How did you...
I think
What
so.
happened to his head that...
I don't know. Maybe I
Did
was
you
doing
rip it off in a
brain
fit of
surgery.
Attempting
rage?
brain surgery. Make Goggy smarter like me.
Frankenweenie complex,
I was
man.
gonna say it goes to remind you like all my toy cars. Hey, Sean.
Oh, God.
Stout's British words.
Yeah, Cass Cass had all of these really nice, models of cars, different models, and they were like not the cheap ones. They were good. They're like die-cast metal and realistic, all to scale and everything. So the
1/16th scale.
So the first thing he would do is break all the windows and rip off the doors. And I say, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "I wanted it to be like it was just in an accident." So he had all of these like trashed, beautiful model cars.
I remember actually I had one.
He was just like Destructor. You couldn't give him nice things because he would break them.
Yes, that's why I couldn't have nice things.
And then rationalize it. It was
So,
art.
I guess the next rational question would be, why aren't you saving these kinds of stories for episodes of visits from Cass? Or when
Because I never visit.
Because he never visits, even though he's just like an hour away.
Well, maybe he should visit. And
Maybe
you
he
could film
should.
it.
And we could do Series 3 of Visits with Cass.
It's like a British
Yeah,
TV
cool.
series. It's on hiatus. It's not actually canceled.
That's right.
Columbia.
We basically created Red Dwarf.
That's right. Or Doctor Who. It's just on a 17-year hiatus. It's not actually canceled.
Visits with Cass and we're in Walkers.
Series 3.
You guys want to see what I got from my nephew for his birthday?
Episode 1, I peed myself.
Episode 2. I think I did too.
Episode 3 was that you or me.
Episode 4. Where am I? Episode 5. Are you my
Welcome to my
grandson?
Well, it was a 60-year hiatus. We're back on the air.
God.
Well, here it is.
Alright, is this too warm?
But yeah, the model cars, I remember actually one I had for a while. It was a
Now I see
BMW
your
convertible. And I actually displayed it facing a certain way specifically. Because one side of the car was still pristine. And the other side was like
That
missing a
awkward
door. And there was like trim coming off. So it was
It's
like
before
the nice
and
side,
after.
the ghetto side.
So you always parked it on the border between the good and bad side of town, apparently.
Middle of the road, yeah. It's gonna get stolen on one side of it.
That's right.
Ghost town.
That actually always reminds me of that Joe Pesci movie, The Super.
Oh,
where
yeah.
He was the superintendent. And he's like, he has to go and stay in one of his own apartments in this really slummy area, so he parks his Corvette outside the night before. Then he comes out the next morning, and it's just the frame sitting there. And then when he touches
That
the
reminds
frame,
me
the alarm
from,
goes off.
It's
It's really
yeah,
that good.
that's right, yeah.
This is one
From high school high when he parks his car, and then when he's done with glass, there's just nothing. There's no tires. It's on blocks.
So Rob Jensen says, Blu-ray deal of the year here. I got the Dark Knight Rises Blu-ray Steelbook at Best Buy, new for $8.50. My guess is they're downsizing. The Blu-ray section was half as big as I remembered. Yeah, it's been the same. Yeah, you just put your DVD of the Dark Knight Rises away there, Ron. You can't play with the big boys
60 cents.
Is this turning back into let's show Sean all the things by shoving them in the camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Try and get a word in
just what are you trying to show us, Stout? You got some Ninja Turtles action going on there?
For my nephew for his birthday, I
Oh.
got him this.
Okay.
2-pack of the Ninjas in Training.
Nice.
And then this
Keep-
one.
Hold on. Keep
So
holding
it's
it.
got-
Hold on. There we go. Okay.
So this one has Raphael and Michelangelo.
Nice.
And this one has
Leonardo.
Donatello and Leonardo.
Okay.
And then Leonardo and Leonardo.
Leonardo and Leonardo, yes.
A 7-pack of Mousers. This is the coolest
Oh, nice!
that I've seen.
Whoops, sorry, I fucked it up there. There we go. Okay.
Toys.
That's actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pack of Mousers.
They didn't have that when I was a kid.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you could get one Mouser with, like,
Well, you
a
had to buy
Baxter Stockman. Yeah.
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 Which is
That's
what
a good
started
idea.
on my road of hating commercials, because you'd always see the kid with like 17 Mausers and one Baxter Stockman on the commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. And they always had these amazingly elaborate, like, play areas with, like,
the
landscapes and stuff, and damn, and, like, space to stand up in the middle of the landscape and do your cars and battle and stuff, and
It's just like,
It's like-
why wasn't I born into that family?
and I was just thinking, like, why don't they sell that set that they're using to film that commercial? Why don't they make that into a thing you can buy? You know?
It's like, I want a wall for my Donatello to smash through
Yeah.
and start beating the shit out of. And my mom was like, well, you can use your Lego blocks for that. And I was just like, but Lego's not meant to fall apart.
It's not the same. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you would have to beat the shit out of that Lego wall.
Unless you have Duplo.
Duplo. Fake
No,
Lego.
eventually she bought me like a couple crates of those colored building blocks.
Yeah.
So I just used those, and I built like all
There
of
you go.
New York City out of those. But it was like, at the time, it was just like, I don't want to play with Lego. I want to break my stuff.
So, so I did pick up a few things this week. Figured it was about time I treated myself. I was actually looking for horror movies for Halloween, but it's like all the stores here have a Halloween section with like costumes and decorations and stuff, but none of them have like a horror movie section this year. It's really been disappointing. It's like I went to HMV and they didn't have any horror movies on sale. Basically, they're having a Monster Deals sale, and that's their big Halloween thing, and there wasn't even anything very good there.
So
Which
no
is-
Spirit Halloween. No
which-
monster movie deals.
Which
nothing.
is basically just they've renamed the sale that they always have going on, just their normal bargain racks. And I'm like, really? That's it? That's all you're doing? Well, fuck you. You're not getting my business. So then I went to Walmart, and I thought, Walmart, come on. Walmart always has something, even if it's just a couple of racks of horror movies on the cheap. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They had like their typical stuff, and that was it. There wasn't even like one rack of stuff. Yeah, so very disappointing. So anyway, so I thought, well, okay, I guess if movies are a no-go, might as well take a look at the PS3 games, see if there's any good stuff on sale there. See, you know, because I've been doing a lot of Twitch stuff lately, and you know, there's a few that I've been wanting, but have been too expensive. So, okay, so here's what we got: the Walmart PS3 games on the cheap haul. Here we go. First up, I will be playing this one on Twitch, but not until next year as part of the 30th anniversary celebration, but I could not pass it up for this price. Transformers: The Fall of Cybertron.
Oh
So,
my god, that
with
game.
with the original slipcover, $15. There you go.
I bought that game when it came out and it was shrink wrapped and everything.
Yeah.
I took the shrink wrap off. I opened up the case. There was no disc. No disc at all.
Well, that's shitty.
Yeah.
I'm happy to report it has the disc. Oh shit! And I'm dropping everything on my lap. Hold on. Hold on. I'm pinching my legs together to hold everything from falling. Okay. Next up. Whoops. Next up. We have the Sly Cooper collection, the original trilogy from the PS2, upgraded into gorgeous, gorgeous high def. All
Nice.
3 of the original games. Also, $15. That is a lot of hours of entertainment for $15. So that's good.
Nice.
I see. I think they had the 4th one, the new one, on sale for like $20 as well. So I might grab that next month. And then finally, love the movies, love the animated series. Such a shame that it's canceled. Thought I should check out the game, especially since I can do some multiplayer action with my buds. Tron Evolution, just kind of the prequel game.
Sent that to Stout.
The prequel game to Tron Legacy.
And I peed it.
And got this for $10. $10. Brand new. All these brand new, factory sealed. So
You want to see what the last thing that I
there you go.
was?
3. Oh, awesome. We are going to light cycle the shit out of each other, Stout. Stout, did you get yours new? Did you use the voucher code inside?
I don't know. Did you, Ron?
There's
I didn't use it at all.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if you did.
Because there's a voucher code. Hold on. There's a voucher code where you can
I
get
might have.
the Sam
Unlock
Flynn.
the survivalist.
Hold on. Let me talk. There's the Sam Flynn multiplayer skin and 2 bonus multiplayer maps that you can get with that code. You get the Code Stream Nexus. Vehicles dominate in RG, so it's some kind of vehicle thing, which would be perfect for us.
RG.
And you can get Users Plaza. Navigate the heart of Tron City. So that's what you can get with that voucher code. So I'm going to use that, and so I gather you got Tron's copy. You got Ron's copy.
Tron's copy is Ron.
The one Tron.
Ron Legacy.
Ron sent an amazing Tron film.
Oh, he sent you a Tron pack.
You want to see what the
Package.
last
Never
thing that I
played it.
bought was?
Yes.
This is the last thing I bought.
Oh, the Great Dictator. Nice.
On Criterion Blu-ray.
Nice.
Down from $48 to $24.
Nice. Was that
On
like
Amazon.
Amazon, okay. So I know there's the hell is it? One of your bookstores. Barnes and Noble I think has Criterion sales sometimes. Yeah. Only everyone, none of us have any money, of course.
Yep.
Well,
No, I bought the Beetlejuice thing for Mia, which most of you know. Right, I bought her the complete animated series, and I was like, I'm gonna buy myself something too. What am I gonna buy myself? And I was like, well, that's all.
sorry, I
What
should
about
answer
that?
some of the questions in the chat here from the thingies, the game showing here. The Duncan says the HMV Monster Deal sale is their attempt to keep afloat. Yeah, I imagine they're hurting right now. Oh, excuse me. Rob Jensen says, "Oh yeah, that reminds me. I got to finish Halloween, start Evil Dead, and experience Nightmare. Thanks for the motivation." Yeah, get on that. Do that. Have fun. Ojunix says, "Oh, not till next year." Yeah, well, basically, Ojunix, you know how this year I'm doing mostly Doctor Who stuff. Not as much as I had been meaning to, just because of life, but I'm going to try to make up for that in the next 3 months. Because it's the big anniversary this year. Well, next year is the big anniversary of Transformers, so next year is going to be like a shit ton of Transformers stuff. I'm going to pick up all the PS3 games, including the ones based on the movies, and I'm going to let's play all of them over on Twitch over the course of the year. Interspersed with other stuff, of course. And then also, I'm going to pick up the rest of the DVDs that I don't have, and try to get a big chunk of the comics as well. So it's going to be all Transformers all year. It's going to be awesome. Cyber6 says typical Sean. Not sure what that's in reference to, but okay. Brian Cannon asks, does anyone have War for Cybertron on PS3? Yes, I do. That's why I got that one, because I really liked the first one, so I wanted to play the second one. Escalation in particular is my favorite thing about it. I'm guessing that's one of the multiplayer modes. I don't know that one, because I don't really play multiplayer very much.
It's one of those multiplayer modes where you fight increasingly difficult waves of enemies.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what Escalation
So
is.
Ojunix says, so now you just need to get the Ratchet & Clank HD and Future Series games? Yes, basically I need all the PS3 Ratchet & Clank stuff. That's going to be probably next month. I'm just going to try to get it all in one fell swoop, and that'll be that. So, pretty cool. I actually looked for Ratchet & Clank, but they didn't have it there, so next time.
No, I think I don't need to point this out to you, Sean, but you know, Fall of Cybertron leads up directly to the beginning of the first episode of the animated series.
Cool.
That's why it's called The Fall of Cybertron.
Cool. Thanks for the spoiler, asshole. I would have liked to be surprised by that. I was like, oh my god, that's where the animated series begins. Wow, I had no idea that was coming.
The ending of the first game didn't automatically draw that conclusion for you?
Well, I kind of, assumed that eventually they would connect it up, but yeah. So Ogenix asks, will you be doing War for Cybertron first? Absolutely, of course I will. Of course. I'm going to play them all in order. On Twitch before Follow Cybertron, and grats on the Sly collections. Now you just need to get the Ratchet and Clank HD, which, yes, I already commented on that when you commented earlier. Brian says, Jonathan, if you're up... Oh, he's talking to one of the other folks there, Jonathan Misner. I'm going to play some hardcore Transformers escalation action. Eugenics says, okay, that'll be cool to see. Cyber 6, it's when you drop the Transformers stuff. Oh, yes, dropping things. Yes, great. Quite. Should do escalation on War for Cybertron. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will at some point, just for the fuck of it. Do like a special episode or something. But, yeah, the main reason I'll be playing the two, War and Fall, are for the story and just all the fan service in them. Because I think they're... I honestly, I think they're the best Transformers games that have ever been made. At least the first one certainly was. I don't know. I've heard the second one is much the same. But really slick, easy to get the hang of controls, and great story, and terrific updates on the classic characters. And it actually fits quite nicely into the canon. So, it's awesome. Loved it.
The second game has a few minor hang-ups for me, but...
Yeah.
They're not a problem. My biggest thing is that they took out the co-op campaign, which...
Oh, really?
As someone who beat the original game on its hardest difficulty with a friend, it was kind of a piss-off that we couldn't play through the second one together, but...
Yeah.
Hey, at least Frank Welker's coming back to play Megatron in the second game.
Yay! Was he not in the first one?
No, he wasn't in the first game.
Okay.
They got somebody else to do it.
But he is in the second one.
Yeah, he did come back for the second.
But at least they have Peter Cullen in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Cullen has made like a nice little career out of being Optimus Prime and everything now. It's awesome.
Well,
So
they
glad-
tried to get as many original cast members back as they could.
Yeah.
So
Of course,
you
some of
played
them
through
have-
the first one, so yeah, some of them have passed.
Some of them
on,
have
of course.
passed away, unfortunately. I thought the guy they got to do Starscream, though, did a pretty good job. Definitely, very much like the original. Yeah, the thing that I was really impressed with the first one was just that it really kept that classic feel nicely, but also that there were just so many references to the classic series and the movie. Like, for example, all the names of all the trophies are all quotes or notable things from the movie or show that any Transformers fan is going to know, like any G1 fan is going to know.
Yep.
And stuff like that was great.
Did you get all the Laserbeak collectibles from the first game?
I don't think so. I think I missed a few of them. Some of them were really obvious, others were really well hidden, so I know that I missed a chunk of them. And there was other collectibles for the Autobot side as well, I think.
Yeah.
Like Autobot symbol or something. But, yeah, I know I didn't do all the collectibles, but...
No, I'd never do all that anyways. I'm like you, and I play through the game for the story, and once I complete the story, I say, I've completed the game.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it depends what it is. Like, certain games, I'll just be so enraptured with them that I'll go back and I'll do some of the stuff. If it's not, like, impossible. Like, I find some of the collectible quests can be really impossible unless you have a guide or just spend forever doing it. But with games like Jak and Daxter, for example, I went back and got 100% on Jak and Daxter simply because it was just a matter of finding all the precursor orbs. Yeah. And I knew where most of them were vaguely, so I knew that it was something I could do fairly quickly, so I went and did that.
No, I don't know if this is true, but can you buy the G1 skin set on the PSN? Because if you pre-ordered the game for the Xbox and the PS3, you got a G1 skin set.
That I don't know.
I don't
That'd
know
be
if
cool.
I don't know if you guys can buy that on the PSN, but apparently it's DLC on the 360.
I don't know.
Huh.
Hey, Brian.
Well, something to look into, at least.
BW Rosas in the house. Brian Walmer. Welcome. Pardon my itchy nose. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Whoa, 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 whoa.
So this is a neat feature that I didn't know about.
Is it
It
now?
costs money, but it's not a lot of money. Apparently, I've never used Flickster before. Apparently, you can use Flickster, and if you have DVD versions of movies
Yeah.
for like $5, you pop in this disc into your computer. Flickster reads it and says, for $2.50, you can get a digital version of the DVD of the movie, or for $5, you can get it in HD.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, for
Or-
movies...
I could put my DVD in and make my own damn digital copy for free.
No, you didn't understand the whole thing. If you don't have it in HD, like you don't have a 1080p
Ah,
version you can watch, you can pop
then
in your DVD,
I can
pay
buy
$5.
the Blu-ray
If you've
and
already
have
paid
it
a
in
lot of money for
better
the DVD,
quality than
I'm gonna ding you in about 2
downloadable
fucking
HD version. I like how he does that.
The other people
He's
can
the
hear you,
host.
though.
I like how he does that,
Way
yet
to go.
you guys can still hear me. It's only
Double
them
Dare's
that can't
25th
hear me.
anniversary.
27.
Rob Jensen says, Doctor Who The Beginning is back to $19.50 on Amazon. Hope it's still that price next Friday, because if it is, I'll snag it. That's actually a really good price for that set. Yeah, because, I mean, it's one of the more deluxe Doctor Who sets. It's got a lot of documentaries. It's got 3 complete stories and a reconstruction of the missing 4th story. And, $40, 30 to $40 typically is what you're going to find that for, so... Less than 20 is definitely a good deal.
Curiosity.
Brian
If this
says.
works, I found a massive detail.
Brian says it seems the Predacons Rising movie got mixed reactions. That's the movie that sort of the finale movie for Transformers Prime. I believe it occurs after season 3. Yeah, that's. I haven't really heard anything about it because I'm still on season 1. I'm way behind in Transformers Prime. Basically, I'm going to pick up all the Blu-ray sets and I'll pick up the movie as well just to complete it. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, often with series finales, it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, it's very rare that I've seen fans of a particular show completely satisfied with a series finale of one of their favorite shows. Sometimes it's just hard to end them, because there's so much potential for further stories that it's hard to just kind of say, okay, this is the last one. How do we give it some note of finality? So, I don't know. I almost think maybe they tried to cram too much into Transformers Prime, like sort of. I mean, the whole idea with Transformers Prime is they were trying to do something that kind of encompassed all things Transformers from across the entire history of the franchise, and trying to take the best bits and put them all together into one new thing, sort of a fresh take on old ideas, and for the most part, from what I've seen, I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, I really like some of the new versions of the old classic characters and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. It's hard to say. I haven't seen that far into it, so I can't really give too much comment about it. But I'll get there eventually.
Prime is the CGI series, right?
It's the most recent one, yeah, the CGI series.
Wow, Flickster, what a loophole you have.
It's pretty good, from what I've seen. Like they gave it a really serious tone. Again, it's got Peter Cullen and Frank Welker back as Prime and Megatron, so that's pretty cool.
Well,
And
going back to our earlier conversation about Peter Cullen making a career out of Optimus Prime, I think if they got anyone else to play him,
yeah.
that any series would be doomed to fail automatically. Because
Well, they have they have in like throughout the '90s when they were doing, and in early
Beast
2000s,
Wars, yeah.
they did Beast Wars and Beast Machines, and then they had the 4 Japanese shows which were brought over here. The Prime character was always voiced by somebody else.
But
It wasn't until the Michael Bay movie, like maybe the one good thing that came out of the Michael Bay formers, where the fans really wanted Peter Cullen to come back as Prime, and they got him. And then ever since then, like all things Transformers have had Peter Cullen as the voice of Prime. So
now, see, I would argue that Beast Wars is different in the sense that it's not a vehicular Transformers.
it's not the same Prime. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And it's part of the canon as well. Like it is part of the G1 canon. So he's
You got to remember that G1 Megatron shows up in Beast Wars.
Yes. Well, and
At
Prime
some
does, and Prime does too. Everybody does in incapacitated form. You got Starscream. You got Ravage shows up at one point. It's good shit. How far along are you in that? Are you rewatching the whole series or?
Me and I are watching 7 different TV series at once on Netflix.
Awesome. I just remember you mentioning the other day you were really excited to find Beast Wars on there.
Well, here's the thing about the early mainframe shows that me and I have discovered.
Uh-huh.
The acting holds up well, but like most early CGI anything,
Yeah.
the images do not. So
Yeah.
the grass textures will be really flat, and there will be like one tree every 5 miles.
Yeah. No, a lot of shortcuts.
So you're limited in that respect. But
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm watching it and I'm nostalgic for it because
Yeah.
I watched it when it was new. So it's in a way it's like watching it again to enjoy it. But
yeah, I mean the thing that always impressed me and still impresses me to this day about Beast Wars was, as you say, I mean the quality of the acting certainly. I mean it was excellent voice actors in that. And the quality of the writing. I just thought it had a great epic storyline that really just kept you intrigued. And as it progressed, and they just kept adding more layers to it, and when it really started to connect together with G1 in very tangible ways, it was like, oh my god, this is such a cool idea. Because I was originally very resistant to the idea of Beast Wars. It's like, what? Why aren't they vehicles? Why are they, like today's CG would lend itself so much better to vehicle forms and robots than organic forms, which, let's face it would have. But in terms of the concept, it ended up just being far more interesting than I initially gave it credit for.
Well, that, I think, ties back to the original Transformers formula in that it ties into a toy line that was out at the time. Mm-hmm. So, that's where the series came from,
it was a period when the Transformers franchise as a whole was kind of stagnating. And I think Hasbro was just kind of desperate for new ideas to keep it afloat. So Beast Wars was kind of what they came up with at the time. Because I think it was the only thing they hadn't tried yet.
Well, they had done pretty much everything at that point. You're
pretty
right.
much every kind of
Wasn't
vehicle
there
imaginable.
wasn't there a period in the Transformers toy line where they were all like household appliances or something? Like
I don't think it ever quite got that bad, but but I mean they had tried like animal forms before. I mean as early as G1 with the Insecticons and the Dinobots, but they were still robotic versions of like they were animal-like but still very robotic. So this is the sort of taking that idea, I guess, to the next level where they had them appearing more organic to blend in with the native life forms.
Yeah. That always kicks me in the first episode. Cheetor is trying to catch up with another pack of cheetahs. So he just outruns them and then slows himself down so he can catch up to them, and they all just kind of give him this weird look and just...
well, then he starts talking to them. He's like, hey, how's it going? You're like, ah! Yeah, that was great. Ogenix asks, so Sean, what are your thoughts on the new Sonic CG cartoon? I didn't know there was a new Sonic CG cartoon. I will have to check that out. And the possible new reboot series from Mainframe.
That is not possible. That is confirmed.
Yes.
Mainframe Entertainment has been relaunched in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Close to where Sean lives, I think.
Yes. Well, a ferry ride away.
And their first project is a new reboot, which I am, in all things from my childhood being reborn, I'm pessimistically optimistic for it.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic is the term I like. But, yeah, because sadly, Tony Jay, who was the voice of Megabyte in the original, has passed away a few years ago. I think everybody else is still around, so I mean, conceivably they could get everybody else to come back. But,
well, Mia can tell us that, because she's friends with most of the cast from the original.
Oh,
apparently.
well, there you go. Awesome. This is a piece of Mia trivia I did not know. So if that happens...
She's not even listening right now.
Then conceivably, we could get interviews with all of them to, you know, boost all of our respective view counts. That would be wonderful. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I'd be all for a new reboot, and from what I read in their press release, it sounds like they're really trying to make it an audiovisual spectacular with all the latest CG techniques and everything, which, for all intents and purposes, it should be. And I'd be kind of curious, because since the original reboot, the world of technology has really changed a lot. So, given that they were kind of doing almost a Tron thing with the original, having the users and the Guardians and everything in that, but it was still basically a desktop computer world. I'd be interested to see what they would do with today's sort of incorporating in today's technology into those worlds, into those computer worlds, like with the personal
laptop,
devices
netbook,
and
smartphones.
Exactly, all those different things, and just the internet in general, and how connected everything is now.
Now, here's my question.
Because even the internet was pretty new.
Is it going to be like a Toy Story 3 story where the original user is giving away his computer to some poor kid? So,
yeah, I don't know.
But like, what? It's kind of a stupid question, but it's kind of a logical question too, because we're assuming that the user is a PC enthusiast, right? So he's obviously going to be upgrading things.
Yeah.
And mainframe obviously has to exist on his motherboard, so if he gets rid of his motherboard, what's going to happen to Dot and Enzo and Fong and...
Well, I think the distinction needs to be made between software and hardware in terms of the denizens of mainframe. So I think the city is hardware, but the inhabitants are software. So I think they would be okay. Because I mean, you may remember at the I think it's the end of season 3 of the original series. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it. Well, you know, get on that shit. Where the entire system crashes. And there's like this big system crash, and it's just this big catastrophic thing. It's kind of like Inception, where it's like we're seeing things in mainframe time, but in terms of our world, like us being the users, it's literally a matter of a few seconds, you know. But in mainframe time, it's like this big, long, drawn-out process of entropy that is just taking down the whole city, and like they are all like, "Oh my God, everything, we're all gonna die," and blah, and like, "I'll miss you, I'll never forget you." It's this big, horrible, tragic thing happening that the entire season's been leading up to, and then
That's right.
And then the camera pulls back, so then the whole system crashes, everything like just goes to shit, and then the camera pulls back. And you just see a C prompt flashing on the screen, and then someone types in like reset or reset system, enter,
that was a big thing they focused on. They didn't notice,
and then
they wanted originally to type reboot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They typed restart. Instead.
Restart. Yeah. So it just types restart, hits enter, and then it zooms back in, and the whole city like comes back. Which is basically the equivalent of, in our world, our computer crashing and like getting a blue screen or something, and then we just reboot.
That's how they created nulls, right? That's what nulls are from. They're all
possibly.
Nulls
nulls are from when games
remnants of deleted sprites from games.
When they lose a game, yeah.
Oh, because that's what happened to Dot's father, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right, yeah, Dot's father.
Perked up.
Yeah.
Yay! Hi, Mia.
Yay, Mia. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty hardcore into ReBoot when it was originally on. I loved that show so much.
It was such a good show, and it was a trailblazer for the time.
It really was, yeah.
I mean, remember when YTV would run those ads for binary chips? And you couldn't find them in the grocery store?
Genix is just saying, I really wonder what references to the GameCube and the user they could make, like with modern games. I mean, I could already see they would do a Call of Duty joke or something like that. Yeah, because I remember in the original series, especially when they broke away from ABC from the third season, for the third and fourth seasons, they were able to cut loose a bit more with some of the parodies and the subject matter and stuff. Like, I remember the first episode that they did post ABC, when they were just completely independent. They did one that was a parody of The Evil Dead. It had like The Evil Dead, and Dot looked like Elvira with like big cleavage and stuff, and
Enzo looked like the zombie Michael Jackson.
That's right. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
One thing I hope they bring Dave back to be like, right, Dave?
What? Oh, right.
That's Al.
Al, that's who it was. Al, yeah.
I was like, Dave, who the fuck is Dave?
What?
Like,
Dave's not here, man.
Hey, Al, we're on.
What?
And Mike the TV has to come back too.
This is slow.
Bucket nothing.
I need slow food, fast. Hey, buddy, I gotta feed this whole room. Why do you think they call it slow food? Hey, Al, did you hear that? This guy wants slow food fast. What?
I just love it, like, Al is such a raspy yell, too. It's like, what?
you just picture this old Italian guy in the back, like, the hearing aid that's never turned on.
Or it cuts out so he hears his first thing, like he hears his name, and then he just sees the lips move.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was almost like an early forerunner to the thing they did in Trailer Park Boys with the "What in the fuck?"
Oh, the yeah,
Danny or whatever his name is. Like whenever just all chaos is breaking loose.
the random neighbor overreacting to everything. Stop shooting the fucking gun! So yeah, new reboot, cautiously optimistic.
If nothing else, it'll introduce a new generation of kids to a grid show.
Yes.
I feel like they already.
Of course,
have
we
to
said the
be
same thing
introduced,
about
though.
the newest Thundercats cartoon, and look what happened there.
Yeah, well,
They
I haven't
introduced
seen it,
stuff
so.
because they have been showing the original reboot on the Hub, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
So
Of
Yeah,
course,
well-
they drop cable and they start showing fucking reboot on the hub.
Awesome.
Well,
Thanks.
Sean and I get Reboot on Teletoon Retro over here in Canada.
Yes. Do we?
So,
Is that on,
I'm
like,
get-
now?
Duncan,
Well,
currently?
it's
no,
one of
there is
their,
not.
Oh, Duncan asks, is there a decent DVD release of Reboot? No, unfortunately,
Nope.
there's... Shout Factory had their chance. They put out individual season sets. They put out a complete series set with new extras, but their masters were fucked up, and they never got corrected masters. They just released it as is, which was very disappointing to me that they would do that. They were called out on it. They were asked about it repeatedly, and they remained tight-lipped about it. They did not answer any of the fans who questioned them about it.
Nope, they were just like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, very disappointing. I was very, actually pissed off by how they treated the fans about that. You know, I mean, it's like Rainmaker screwing over the fans for years with their treatment of Reboot, and then Shout Factory just, not giving a shit either. It was very unlike them, and that really pissed me off. Because
Well, their excuse for that, too, is always, well, it wasn't an icon of the period in which it was made.
Whatever.
And that is always their response. Like, they said the same thing about Conan the Barbarian,
Yeah.
or Conan the Adventurer, which, okay, fair enough. Not as many people watched Conan as they watched fucking Reboot.
Yeah, Reboot, I'd say, was, definitely worthy of closer attention than that. It's
Yeah.
Looks like they took Reboot off Teletoon Retro.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it on there, or any ads or anything, because I know Rosie watches Teletoon Retro quite a bit when she's here, so...
Wow, they took a lot of the good shows
She
off.
loves the old
Teletoon
cartoons.
Retro.
As I've mentioned, I am a little bit concerned about what they're going to do with the new reboots, because they could easily go the same route that they did with My Little Pony and stuff like
I'd say
that.
My Little Ponies is not even in the same remote category.
Well, no, he's talking about, like, changing the style so drastically that it's barely
Like the
recognizable.
style of animation, the
Yeah.
style of storytelling, they could change everything to
Well,
be
then-
aimed more at a child audience.
Yeah,
You
I can't
know,
see them
In that
doing that. I
respect,
don't
they
think would
could
do
go
that.
the same way that they did with G.I. Joe and change some fundamentals of that story too.
See, with G.I. Joe, though, they actually did a pretty good show. Like, the new, are you talking about G.I. Joe Renegades, the recent one?
Well, I was talking more about the ones that came before that.
Oh, Resolute, the miniseries? Yeah, that was good. That was G.I. Joe all growed up. The not suitable for children G.I. Joe. This is for the people who were children when the original was out and who are adults now. Yeah, G.I. Joe Resolute was really good. Really good. And Renegades was pretty good too. I only saw the first few episodes, but I definitely plan on picking that one up.
You know, I'm gonna tweet Teletoon Retro right now and ask them why they took ReBoot off the fucking.
Yeah.
Because I have that kind of poll there, don't you know?
Awesome. Oh, it's that annoying top hat guy again. Somebody answer him. Just make him go away.
I did the same thing when they took Thundercats off their 80s at 8 lineup. I was like, why did you cancel Thundercats? They're like,
Yeah.
it's not that we canceled it, it's that we ran out of episodes that we could continuously air.
Dude, there's 130 episodes. You've got enough to air a new episode every day for 26 weeks.
Well, that was their exact argument. They said,
Yeah.
we've done the entire 26-week run.
Yeah. So
Like-
start it over. Come on.
Well, that's what they did. They did
Yeah.
it twice, and they were like, we just decided to put Ninja Turtles on in that time slot instead.
Okay.
So at least we've got Ninja Turtles now. But
Yeah.
still, why not Thundercats and Ninja Turtles?
I'm so happy that Rosie loves Teletoon Retro. Like, one of her favorite shows on there is actually Inspector Gadget. The original Inspector
Mhm.
Gadget. She loves it. She gets so happy when it comes on. And she asks me, it's like, Daddy, do we ever see Dr. Claw's face?
Nope.
And I'm like, nope. Like, really? And she said, I think he's just a robot. Like,
Possible.
that's-
It's got a robot hand.
That's an interesting theory, and it's entirely possible.
It's logical.
But I love how she's looking at these shows, noting things about them, and then trying to come up with explanations. And they're perfectly plausible explanations.
Well, that was the point of a character like Dr. Claw at the time.
That's right, yeah.
They
You didn't
wanted
know.
to put the character's face in their heads rather than on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Makes it more mysterious. Ojunic says, which character do you look forward to the most on the new ReBoot series? Hard to say. Well, I wonder if they're gonna bring, if they would bring Matrix into it.
Well, see, that would be my thing too. Like,
Yeah.
where are they gonna fit the new series into the canon if it fits into the canon at all?
I think it's probably going to be a whole new thing. I don't know that it's going to be a continuation. I think it's been too long since the old series.
So you think it'll probably be Bob and Enzo and Dot again?
It's probably going to be Bob, Enzo, and Dot. More emphasis on, there'll be, game parodies, obviously, and some kind of overarching storyline involving involving Bob and the web and stuff like that. It'll have elements that'll be similar to the old series, but updated and made more contemporary. I'm hoping that they keep it kind of like the last couple seasons of the original series, where it's still got the that it's got the humor, but it's got a serious side to it as well. I mean, I think the last two seasons really got that balance right. Actually, I would even say like season 2 was where they really started to get the balance right, where they started to have more kind of edgy game parodies and stuff. Like they had their Mad Max episode, and you had the Codemaster show up, and he was scary, and
I freaking love the Codemaster.
yeah, and you had some pretty cool stuff going on in that. And then you had the whole thing about the web creatures planning an invasion, and that led up to just the freaking epic finale, which led into season 3, which was even more epic. But I just love that it started to get this darker side to it, the darker side of the world, a lot of the fear of the unknown and stuff like that. And I'd like to see more of that in the new series, like sort of carry that on. And nowadays, I mean, you look at kids' shows nowadays, and a lot of them do have a lot more edginess to them than they would have had back then. So I think if they did it as one of those quote-unquote serious kids shows, something that would appeal to adults as well as kids, which I think is what a lot of the appeal of the old show was, I think that would be the way to go.
Okay. I just got to break you up for a second here, Sean, and read this headline that I just found on the Business Insider.
Okay.
6-year-old boy sends question about ninjas to head of U.S. Joint Special Forces. Gets no response.
Gets no response.
No, gets a response.
Oh, gets a response. Okay.
I guess the kid's dad is a U.S. Navy SEAL, so he lives on an army base and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so his question is obviously, is a ninja quieter and better trained than a U.S. Navy SEAL? And apparently, and I'm going to read this as best as I can because it's a very small print for the letter, but it says,
okay.
Walker, thanks for writing me. You did a great job drawing the trident. It looks just like my personal coin, which I've sent along with you in the letter, only give this to very special kids. So I hope you like it. To answer your question, I think ninjas are probably quieter than SEALs, but we are better swimmers and also quieter with guns and blowing things up. I can hold my breath for a long time, but I try not to unless I really have to. Remember, if you want to be a Navy SEAL, you must do 2 things. Listen to your parents and be really nice to the other kids. If you do that, then you can probably be a SEAL as well.
Awesome.
I love it
So,
when people do that.
That's
there
a
you
good
go.
answer.
Ninjas are quieter than SEAls, but SEAls are better trained than ninjas.
Are
and
better
are blowing things up.
They're better swimmers and better at blowing things up quietly.
I like how we put in these 6-year-olds' terms too. That just shows some real attention to the question. Who the hell is playing Mario World?
It's my text thing.
I had to mute Cass because he was thunderously typing as you were trying to read that letter. Thanks, Cass.
Stupid Google Hangout. It's not muting me.
No, it's not.
It does
Never-
sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't.
I know. Don't
you know,
rely on it.
Google shares your hatred
I have been doing that for a
6-year-old
while.
army
I've been
brats.
manually muting anytime I was typing, and I thought I didn't have to.
Brian is asking, says they may give Dot a background with that female villain. What's her name again? Are you talking about Mouse?
No,
Mouse is not a villain.
Hexadecimal.
Damon or Hex.
Hex.
Damon or Hexadecimal.
Yeah, well, Damon. Yeah, but Mouse could kind of be seen as a villain. She was kind of like the mercenary. She was like a mercenary
Mouse
chick.
went totally ally in the last.
She did, yeah. But I remember she was originally introduced as a villain, like a villain, like for hire.
Yeah, she wasn't. It was very foggy, actually.
She wasn't a
She
villain. She was just.
She was more of a mercenary.
That's what I'm saying. Is like she could be
was-
bought, like hired
Yeah.
to do questionable things.
Yeah, but when shit went down, she became very much
Yeah.
a ally. And it was very nailed down in the seasons,
Yeah.
the last few seasons, that she was an ally to Mayhem. She would never do anything to purposely harm it. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's
So I'm a
wasn't she
hexadecimal.
originally hired to like do something to Bob, like to shut Bob down or something like that?
Honestly, I can't remember. It's been so. It's like a.
She was-
You're talking about like a season 1 episode.
In the creature episode, one where there was little mainframers that were getting they were getting zapped pretty much, and they weren't sure who it was. They thought it was some kind of mystery creature. and that's when we get introduced to Mouse, and we find out that it's actually her, and she was like hired by somebody. She was hired by Megabyte,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's how we kind of see her. We first see her as a villain, as someone Bob knows, and Dot has a passing knowledge of her.
Well,
but
that
doesn't
was
seem very
that
like
was
her.
later though, wasn't it? I thought we'd met her in an episode, like a one-off episode in season 1. Like
I seem to remember that too.
We did.
some
I'm
kind
sorry.
of, was it
The Gigabyte episode.
was it the Giga? No, that's season 2.
Gigabyte?
Gigabyte was season 2. That's in the middle of the 4-part finale of season 2.
You're talking about the first episode?
I'm talking about season 1.
The first time we meet Mouse.
It was like episode 9. I can't remember what it was called or what it was about, but I'm pretty sure it was episode 9.
Episode 9 was Wizards Warriors.
God damn it! Episode 7 then.
Episode 7 was
Episode 7, Mouse was mentioned.
There you go.
That's the
right.
Crimson Binome.
There was a couple of times she was mentioned. Then we met her, but I'm sure it was
When
in
Bob
season
was
1.
captured by the Crimson Binome, and he was sitting in the brig. There's a carving. of
Right,
Mouse's
that's
logo
right.
on the
I remember
wall.
that.
And he
Yeah.
goes, God, who else escaped from this? And he looks over and he sees the Mouse's logo and he goes,
Yeah.
Mouse.
Yeah, because there was a couple of times she was mentioned, and then we finally met her. Like,
She tried hacking into the supercomputer and got arrested by Bob.
that's right. Yeah,
Because she's a hacker program.
she's a hacker. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a hacker
So,
program.
Which is why she's so useful
break these codes.
later. It's like, yep, no problem, sugar.
It's like all those when it's like a big tense moment. They're like, "Oh my God, we need to crack these codes before the time runs out." We can crack these codes, and she goes, "And I'm done." There you go.
Rob says, "Sheesh, Stout. Every time you lean back, I keep thinking you're wearing a straight jacket." He is
covered in a
wearing a straight jacket.
covered in a blanket.
Hey,
There's
Epic
a motor.
Conspiracy in the house. Says he loves Stout's goatee. Hey, Epic.
Thanks, man.
Ever gonna review those MMC Retro DVDs? Just wondering, you know. I need to get another drink and have a smoke. I'll be back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been tweeting back and forth with skins like this guy. Nobody knows.
What's he want?
What's he want? He wanted to know the rules for the Western Movie Marathon that I did. So I'm
Did you
guessing
tell him to
he's
watch
going
the
to
video?
do that. He said he couldn't
Yeah.
do that because he ran out of bandwidth.
So he's tweeting you on his phone instead.
Texting. Texting doesn't take up bandwidth.
Not in America.
Not in America.
Not in my America.
We went to Walmart, right? And as we're coming back, I see a pawn shop. And the huge freaking sign on the pawn shop. And I'm telling you, like, it took up 3 freaking windows. And all it was the word guns. We got your guns right here. This is America.
That's not as bad as the radio ad we hear every year, where it's the Hamilton Knife and Gun Show, and it literally says, "Bring your guns to Hamilton."
Shoot a couple off.
And it's apparently a family event. This is why we, as Ohioans, have dubbed Hamilton, Ohio, Hamiltucky.
Kentucky.
Because it's pretty much our own little slice of Kentucky, Ohio. Or it is just like that is
Fucking
where
South,
that's
man.
where Oldies Fest was, where the Grassroots played.
The South is a clock without hands. It does not move forward. It does not progress.
It does move
It
backwards.
still
It's
lives
kind of-
in the
it's-
1800s.
It's stagnant.
Yeah.
It's like that stagnant pool where there's like baby mosquitoes festering inside of it.
I have family in Kentucky, actually, and let me tell you, they are hicks.
Yeah, Conspiracy will agree with me and contest to this, to being also a Cincinnatian. Or I'm from Westchester, but it's close enough. But yeah, you pretty much don't want to... Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you pretty much, if you absolutely have to go to Hamiltucky, you go to Hamiltucky to get fireworks. That's really the only thing you do. So.
And I've been through Tennessee once, and I've lived in North Carolina and Georgia. Honestly, if you're gonna live in a state that's like the most liberal in the South, North Carolina.
Fuck North Carolina.
That's as liberal as it gets in the South. That's kind of fucked up, but yeah.
Yes, there it is.
Tennessee is scary. There are still old men with huge fucking beards, chewing tobacco, sitting outside storefronts on the fucking bench, talking about the old days in Tennessee. I guarantee you, they are the same motherfuckers who were there in 1804, and they're still there right now.
Torbeck goes, Southern Illinois is very much America as well. I want out. Wait, I hear a banjo. Better run. Shit. Fuck!
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Fucking America.
For me, it was very much a culture shock, as a lot of you know, I wasn't born in Ohio. I was born in Central Valley, California. So coming and lived there for 13 years. So going from that setting, a very Spanish, a very general setting, to Ohio with being so close to Hamilton, it's very much a culture shock. And it was for a number of years. BWRUN, all you need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a silver driver, BWRUN.
What the hell have I come back to?
We're talking about the South.
Someone just start playing dueling banjos already.
We're discussing awkward places where the South has invaded.
Oh, I was just thinking about how sexy Mouse's voice was.
Hello, sugar.
She kind of had the same kind of sexy voice as
Rogue.
Rogue and
Rogue, yes.
and Bunny Rabot from Sonic Sat AM. Who also said sugar a lot.
Mouse was the one that, like, every time after she said some sassy little line, there was like that 4-note thing that played, right?
Yeah, it was like do 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 do, or something like that.
It was the mouse song.
Or she would just appear. It's like do 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 do.
I just like it when they
like
need the
4 notes of sexy.
I think it was a Gigabyte episode where they needed to get in. They had done a lockdown on the principal office.
I think. Well,
they needed to get in.
That like 4-parter was when Mouse basically joined the Resistance, and then she became part of the team from then on.
I still love it when we get Andrea for the first time.
Oh, adult Andrea, yes. She filled out nicely.
I was just going to talk about young Andrea for the first time, where for like at least 4 episodes, Andrea believes that Enzo is the guardian of the system.
That's right, yeah. That's right. I think it was that storyline as well, where they first meet Andrea in like that underwater level, and then she ends up being pulled out of the game and being made into a sprite.
She copied herself onto Enzo's icon.
Onto his icon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bob's just like, what? There's something on your icon, and then he clicks it, and then suddenly there's Andrea, and everybody's like, oh my god!
Yeah, because it was so sad. It was just like one episode, and Enzo finally meets, because that's the whole big thing with Enzo is that there were no other sprites.
Like his own
age.
All
nullified on Lost Angles.
Yeah.
And, finally he meets technically another sprite, and it's a game character.
Yeah.
And it's,
Well, she is an AI.
She was an AI. She was like a special sprite.
Yeah, so, they bond, and it was, like, sad, that they had to leave, but it was like, oh, yay, Andrea! And she becomes probably one of the fucking sexiest characters in the damn
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah, Enzo becomes, like, the badass, something we never
Becomes
saw coming.
Matrix.
And then, call me Matrix. And then...
I still love that when we first see Matrix. It's in the intro to Season 3. And,
I remember the intro. It was the second story arc of Season 3, where you had this big thing where the previous story arc, Bob had been lost in the web, so Enzo was the Guardian. It was all up to him. He had to be the Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
So he went into the game, and then Dot's like, and then like he'd won several games, and like things were going well, and then Dot's waiting. It's like, okay, the game is ending. Get ready to clean up and everything and help and stuff, and then it's just like game over, and then a pause, and then user wins, and then it's just like this moment of silence, and you're just like, oh my fucking god, what? It's like biggest. I'm tearing up right now just remembering it, but it's just like one of the most dramatic moments in the series up to that point, and that's when you knew.
It's a fade out of Dot just screaming no at the top of her lungs. And
That's right, yeah. And you knew, like, that was the moment when you knew that the game had changed, so to speak, and that things were never going to be the same again. So then, fast forward to a week later, yes, back when we had to wait a whole week for the next episode, the second story arc begins, and he says, what is it?
I come from the web.
He says, I come from the web. I live in the games.
I live in the games.
And my jaw just hit the floor. I'm like, what?
Just that intro where they show Matrix now, and there's that low like guitar, just one note, and it's like when he says "I am a renegade," it goes "Durr."
Yeah.
And it points, and you see his eye. It does the whole flip, and then turns.
That's right. Yeah. No, it was awesome, and then it's like they had figured out a way to travel with the games from system to system, trying to get home, and that was the whole thing.
My
it was awesome.
favorite.
Wait, so does that mean that the user buys all his games from Steam?
It kind of suggests that the games themselves don't reside on his home system. He downloads them to play them, and then they go back to wherever.
It's like live streaming. It's the earliest idea of live streaming.
Yeah. Cutting edge, man. They knew.
But yeah, by far, when it comes to Matrix, his best attack that he actually never uses is when he's in the bar at the port, and he's trying to get Glitch back.
Yeah.
And he's standing there. He goes, gun, mass target, Death Blossom mode. The gun just starts spinning violently, and everyone's like, you can see everyone's collectively shitting themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go, Sean.
So they got Death Blossom mode, and also his artificial eye could target multiple targets as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the only times you actually see the gun doing the target.
Yeah.
Because the gun shoots all the targets on everybody.
Oh, here we go.
Is ReBoot on Netflix? ReBoot was on Netflix. It's on Hulu now.
Hang on. ReBoot Season 3, Intro 4. Oh, there was a couple different intros. Every story arc had its own intro for Season 3. And then the first arc had a couple of different intros as well. So let's check this one out here.
Ripping guitar, just that like squealing on the
quiet.
guitar.
I live in the games. I search through systems, peoples, and cities for this place. Mainframe. My home. My format? I have no format. I am a renegade, lost on the net. ReBoot!
There we go. I live in the games. Yeah, that's when you knew everything had changed.
That's like that format. I have
I am a renegade. Yeah, I don't like how they stretched that to
that's
widescreen, but whatever.
that was that low guitar noise I was talking about when he says I am a renegade.
Yeah, awesome.
It's just epic.
Oh, Junix is just like, damn, I want to watch ReBoot again now.
God, I mean, if the new series, like, I would shit myself if the new series literally started off where it had ended before. I would just be like,
if they continued,
I would shit myself.
Oh yeah,
in happiness.
There's pretty much 2 of everybody.
Oh my god, they're actually continuing the story. Oh my god,
that would be pretty crazy. But by the same token, I would be happy if they started fresh, and and thus were able to do it the way they had always wanted to do it originally, basically with no network interference. Just do it as a serious, epic story from episode 1, and just carry on like that.
I'm thinking that's what they're gonna do because some of the voice actors who were there aren't there anymore. Like, of course, Megabytes.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, it'll be
passed on.
Wow, Epic, really? Epic Conspiracy says he's never even heard of ReBoot.
Well,
are you trolling us?
He can just leave the room when he's ready.
ReBoot was one of the early all CG series, and definitely one of the better ones.
First.
And it had it actually wasn't the first. There was a series based on the Crash Test Dummies, which preceded it. That was all CG, but it was the first one of note. It's the first good one, but no, it just had a terrific ongoing storyline. The first season was a lot lighter in tone, mainly because at the time they were partnered up with ABC, and ABC had very strict censorship guidelines that they had to follow. Although there's a lot of in-joke references to that. They had the broadcast standards and practices, or BS&P for short, and there's a lot of jokes about that, about how they had their hands tied and such. About
BS&P.
It's fun to play in the non-violent way. Yeah, they do like this whole. They do this whole YMCA thing, but it's BS&P, and so any time that Bob, one of the main characters, has to do something that might normally be violent, he goes like, he has this tool called glitch, which basically lets him do different things, and he says glitch BS&P, and then glitch does something.
Out flowers or something.
Does like something non-violent where it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. But season 2 was when they started to push the envelope a little bit more, and then towards the end of the season 2, they actually broke their ties with ABC and were able to do the show the way they wanted to. In fact, they had some kind of falling out with ABC, basically, and in fact,
they jumped ship to White TV. Actually,
in the final episode of season 2, without any spoilers, there's an episode. It's just this big epic battle between the good guys and the bad guys, and the minions of the main villain of the show are called the ABCs. And there's a line where they have a tenuous alliance with the ABCs. And then suddenly the ABCs turn and start shooting at them, and then there's a line where one of the characters goes, "It's the ABCs! They've turned on us!" So there's so many little jokes about their ties with ABC, and then basically there's an epic 4-part story, or actually 5 parts if you go, because the episode preceding it actually does kind of lead into it, that ends off the second season and leads into the much darker, more serious events of the 3rd and 4th season. Where it's clear that they were in the process of breaking their ties and starting to do things the way they wanted to, and you really notice the shift in tone in the show, and it's definitely a shift for the better. And yes, it was only 4 seasons, and 4 pretty short seasons too.
I think there were only 12 episodes each or something like
The
that.
first season was 13 episodes. The second season was 10. The third season was 16, and the final season was 8, or 2 movies, depending how you watch it. So, yeah.
Didn't they release the final season as 2 movies or something?
They did. Well, originally the final season was shown as 2 movies. That's the only way I've ever seen it. And then they split it.
Two Bobs and Damon Rising.
Damon Rising, yeah. And then they, which basically tied up a lot of the loose ends from the previous 3 seasons. A lot of things that had been hinted at or talked about were finally, revealed and stuff.
Yeah, until I watched it again on Hulu was actually the first time that I saw it with the original non-PAL audio.
Masters. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Non-PAL masters.
Wow.
So they didn't go from ha-ha to ha-ha out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back later. I got something to do.
All right, later. But yeah, it was a great show. I mean, even though obviously the animation is a little bit dated today, it's still quite good. Like, they did some pretty spectacular visuals, especially for the time. I mean, we're talking mid to late 90s here. So for the limited budget they had for TV,
1974,
they did some pretty spectacular stuff. But I mean, the real strength of the series was the characters and the stories. It was just a really well written, entertaining show.
Yeah, 94 to 96 was the run of the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. So, so approach the first season with caution. There are some good episodes in there, but it's definitely a lot lighter and sometimes overly silly in tone.
I like that about it, though.
But
it's not
it's fun. It's fun, but there could be some episodes that you're kind of like painful.
With all shows that I find there are several episodes that I just
But absolutely keep going, because once you hit season 2, you'll notice that it starts to shift in tone, and it's absolutely worth it to keep going to the end, because it just gets better.
You'll start to notice that
it gets better and better.
They're not one-hit episodes. They're actually arcing storylines.
Yeah, they got more into the arcing storylines, and when they started to do that, it really improved dramatically.
Yeah, when they started doing more 2-parters and 4-parters.
At one point, didn't they get They got the guys who played X-Files in X-Files.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they got
David Duchovny and Gillian.
They did not. They did not get David Duchovny. They asked him, and he turned it down. They did get Gillian Anderson, though. So they basically have a guy doing like an impersonation of David Duchovny, and then they have, and then they actually do have Gillian Anderson in it as well. There is Fax Modem and Data Nully.
It's just. Actually, that was the creature episode where Mouse was thought to be the one that was zapping the life out of everybody, and that's when they got those 2 characters to investigate.
That's right. Yeah. Well, there was a web creature. There was a web creature that had broken through.
It was the first time we see a web creature.
Yeah, and that led into
a lot creepier than the actual web creatures that show up later.
Yeah, that was a pretty dark, scary episode. Like, if I was a kid, I would have been scared.
Very much reminiscent of like Pod People.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what show you're talking about there, Rose. Rose is trying to remember a show. Says, what was that super early CG 3D show they did in the early 90s? Very vague, I know. The show didn't last long, but it was super gimmicky. I think they had action figures.
Are you talking about Game Over?
It says, here's what I remember. Some hawk-looking guy flying around. A bunch of the show involved flying. I don't know.
Because really, during that time, there was really only one other... Because of the popularity of ReBoot, they had another show called Game Over.
I don't
and it was animated in the same way.
Let's see. Says it was on at nights.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the show was.
Get the DVD, actually.
So we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. Should we cut it off or keep going?
Oh, wow. Yeah, apparently the voice actors in Game Over were Lucy Liu and Patrick Warburton.
Really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
and you get the complete series for...
Brian is asking
$16.
me, Sean, ever hear of the Halloween special Witch's Night Out? I have heard of it. I don't know if I've ever seen it, though. May have been a bit after my time. Most of the Halloween specials I know are like sort of from the 80s and earlier. So, like, I have the Garfield Halloween special, of course, is one of my all-time favorites, which is just wonderfully terrifying for small children. And I do have the Blu-ray release of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I actually got the holiday collection of Peanut specials, and it includes that and the Christmas one and the Thanksgiving one, which doesn't seem to be seen as often. So I'll be watching those with Rose this year. Ojunic says, Sean, did you read my comment on the Sonic series? I did not. Oh, Brian says 1978. It came out in 1978, and you can YouTube it. Oh, maybe I have seen. It's possible I might have seen it. I just don't remember it. But if it's on YouTube, yeah, I'll definitely check that out because I'm always game for more. Excuse me, Halloween specials. Actually, another one we should watch this year is the final episode of MTV's Downtown, which takes place on Halloween night. Which is a great show and a great episode.
I think I know the show you're talking about. It's called Insectors.
Insectors. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
It is came out. Yeah, no, definitely not Silverhawks.
No, Silverhawks was 1986.
This came out
and it wasn't
actually
CG.
before ReBoot.
Really?
It's actually the first fully computer animated TV series, first to use of character animation in a computer animated television. It's called Insectors.
Oh, this is about the new Sonic series. Jinx just says the new Sonic series will be overseen by the head of Team Sonic, Takashi Lizuka, and the series will be a character-driven comedy and will be called Sonic Boom and will air on CN, Cartoon Network. Cool. I will have to check that out. I still need to sit down and watch the rest of Sonic X. I actually have fan subs of the first 52 episodes of Sonic X, the original uncut Japanese versions. I don't think they've fan subbed the final 26 yet. But I watched the first few episodes of Sonic X. I really enjoyed that one a lot, actually. Yeah. Brian asked that. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Seth.
Can I just say that Cartoon Network has really had their eye on the ball lately.
Yeah.
They've been picking out some really great artists and some really great creators to create some really great stuff.
So they're getting back on the horse.
Yeah, they are definitely like the best channel for kids out there, if you ask me.
I know there was some ill will towards them in recent years, just that they didn't seem to be doing anything good lately. But it's good to hear they're getting it back together. Oh, Robe says it's not Insectors, but it's similar, just not as cartoonish.
So it's a TV series.
So, okay, hold on a second. Ojunic says the CG is done by the same people who do the game cutscenes. Well, that's potentially awesome, because I know even the bad Sonic games have had amazing cutscenes. Brian asks, has anyone heard of Silverwing, the cartoon series? It's pretty good. I don't know that one. Guessing you don't mean Silverhawks, but something else. I still need to pick up Volume 2 of Silverhawks, actually. It was put out as an MOD release, but I see a lot of different sellers have it now. Ojunic says, Brian, do you mean the cartoon about bats? Oh, loving the shirt. Yes, it's Bone Daddy. The Jack Skellington. I have a couple of Jack Skellington shirts. Which I was saying earlier, I have a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise, but I've only actually ever seen the movie once. For some reason, everybody thinks that I'm a huge fan of it. MTV's Downtown. It was a short-lived show, basically just a slice of life, sort of college life comedy animated series. Really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was by the same guy who created Megas XLR and Metalocalypse. So if you like those, then chances are you'll like MTV's Downtown as well. It does have... There's one character, the character of Goat, in Downtown, which is actually carried over in one form or another to all the other shows that he's done. He's in Megas XLR as like the owner of the junkyard, and he's in Metalocalypse as one of the characters there too. I don't know the show that well, so I can't really say, but he's in all of them apparently. But yeah, MTV's Downtown is definitely worth checking out if you can get your hands on it. There was a DVD release available directly from the creator of the show. It was never actually released officially, but you know, it is available for download in various places if you can't find the DVDs. So, but yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's only 13 half-hour episodes, so I mean, it's not like a huge time commitment. But I really enjoyed it a lot. Robe says, I think you could almost interact with it somehow. I hope I wasn't just dreaming this, LOL. Interact with it. You're not thinking of Bots Master, are you? Which had like 3D sequences. Epic Conspiracy says, does anybody want a Dead Space origin code? Well, I have all the Dead Space games for the PS3, but I'm sure somebody would be interested.
Sure, why not?
Anybody who doesn't have Dead Space, wants it, hit up Epic Conspiracy right now. Make it quick. Mission Hill, yes. Yes. Brian says, Mission Hill was a good show. Absolutely loved that show. Another sadly short-lived. There you go. There's your Dead Space code. Through Origin. You need Origin in order to get that, so grab it if you want it.
Whoever gets it first gets it.
Yeah, whoever gets it first. So you better hurry. Input that code now, and if it takes, it's yours. They were doing, you know, PlayStation, like actual Sony, has a Twitch channel now. They were live the other day. I was watching their stream. They were showing some gameplay of Rain, which is a new game coming out. Kind of eco vibe to it. Looked pretty cool, but they were putting out in the chat. They were putting up game codes to get the game for free from PSN, and like as soon as they were posted, they were gone. Oh, and there you go. Epic has another one for y'all. A Burnout Paradise Ultimate Box Code. Also Origin, I'm guessing. So grab that if you want Burnout Paradise. Burnout Paradise is a really fun game, actually. Rosie was wanting to check that out. I haven't taken her through it yet. But Rosie's becoming quite the little gamer. She's been checking out a lot of my PS2 stuff and just started getting into some of the PS3 stuff. She was playing Lego Batman the other day. Actually, Lego Batman's a good one. We can sit down and play together, so next time we'll probably do that. Brian asked, have I bought Iron Man 3 on Blu-ray? I have not bought much of anything just because of lack of funds, but with the new job starting on Monday, basically first order of business is get all the bills caught up, obviously. But once things kind of settle down, which should be around mid-November if all goes according to plan, then I'll be able to start buying things again. Actually, one of my viewers offered to send me Iron Man 3, so I might actually be getting that in a package. I don't know. He was going to send me that and Avengers, so I'll be all caught up in the Marvel universe, Marvel movie universe. So we'll see how we do. Oh, Junix, these codes are absolutely safe. They are Origin codes. Go through Origin. They are free game codes through Origin. It is all completely legit, and we know where Epic Conspiracy lives if he rips us off. So Epic has another one.
Man.
Has another one up for Crisis 2. Action Man. That sounds familiar. I remember that. That's actually a British action figure series. I remember there was a short-lived show here for it.
I actually remember that.
So Epic has a code for Crisis 2. Once again for Origin. So you need Origin to use it. And being Crisis 2, you'll also want a pretty powerful computer to play it properly. To get the most out of it.
Game now.
Actually, Stout, you may want to snag Crisis 2 code.
I already have it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Crisis 2. Dead Space 3, Epic just has the Origin codes coming fast and furious. I don't know how he got them all, but hey.
The Origin bundle from Humble Bundle.
Oh, there you go. So he basically got a lot of games.
I had the same codes.
Oh, okay. So you got a lot of games that he already has, basically. Yeah.
And the reason they gave you the codes.
It's because you already have them.
I got box copies of all of them.
Oh, there you go. Nice. So Dead Space 3 Origin code. There you go. Coming fast and furious. Work that copy-paste hotkey, folks. Oh, wow. Duncan says, cartoons I remember from my childhood, Batfink and Adam Ant. Is Adam Ant... Is Adam Ant anything at all to do with Adam Adamant?
No, he's an atomic ant.
Oh, okay. So just a similar name. And also British. Another code for you guys. You got Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor, I'm guessing that's the recent one. Not the recent one, but the one before it. The sort of revamp of the Medal of Honor series. It was a really good game. Really good single-player campaign, but really short. But apparently the multiplayer is awesome on that, so enjoy.
The multiplayer runs on a completely different game engine.
Oh, that's bizarre. Okay.
It's so weird because it lies. It doesn't mention the single player plays on the Unreal engine, like Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. But the multiplayer runs on the DICE, the Frostbite engine that Battlefield runs on.
Tim asks, am I going to get the Inspector Gadget box set? Absolutely 100% yes. I've been waiting so long for a complete series set of that. I love Inspector Gadget. My little one loves Inspector Gadget, so it's something that we can both enjoy together.
Who doesn't love Inspector Gadget?
Yeah.
If you do not like Inspector Gadget, get off
There's
this earth.
something wrong with you. Oh, and last one from Epic, we got Mirror's Edge. That's one that I really want to get on the PS3, actually. I played the demo. That was really cool. Great music in that game. So Mirror's Edge, Origin code. Grab it while the grabbing's good. Duncan says, I can just imagine the text chat all rushing to create Origin accounts and fighting over codes. And Cass just muted Stout. Okay. Rob says, I've had my laptop for 4.5 years now. Real surprised it's lasted that long, but I notice it's catching up. Noise is louder now. Yeah. Typically with laptops, you're looking at about a 5-year lifespan. Typically. And that's mainly due to the hard drive. The hard drives tend not to last more than 5 years in a laptop, so...
Yeah, I got just shy of 4 years out of my Dell.
Yeah,
and that was actually what killed it, was the hard drive failed.
Yeah. Brian asks, any chance of Dead Space 4 coming out on PS3? I'd say more than likely, if they're even doing a Dead Space 4. I don't know if that's even in the works. I know there was some question about it after some of the backlash that Dead Space 3 got. I hope they do one. I would love to see the story continue. I think it's a great storyline.
Dead Space 3 got backlash?
Yeah. A lot of people didn't like it.
Why? Because they're idiots?
Because
I have it on Origins, I just haven't played it yet.
I think because of the shift more towards action. Although I thought there was some great horrific parts. I mean, we talked about that during the playthrough. That there was some terrific moments in there that were genuinely chilling. In particular, some of the side missions, actually. As I recall, we had a lot to say.
Like, yeah, I kind of agree, but at the same time...
Yeah,
in this case, it's not that bad.
It still had a terrific story. I mean, it was really...
Yeah.
really well done. Brian is asking, Laugh Olympics was a good show. Anyone agree? Well, I think it was more of like a mini-series, wasn't it? As I recall, that was done by, what's his face? The guy who directed the original Tron. That was one of his company's productions. Rob says, muting briefly to avoid Dead Space spoilers. Well, we weren't going to spoil anything, actually. We were just saying it was good.
Very, very happy.
Sorry if it being good was a spoiler.
I have these box copies of these games on my PC shelf. One of them is Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, which is pretty much Dead Rising 2, but with the character from the first game. So you get to go back and take a
Welcome back, Rob.
Then this one I know Sean likes, and I do too, but I'm glad it's the version I got. Far Cry 2.
Oh, yes. I
And
love
this is
Far
the
Cry
one
2.
with the slip cover.
Nice. Yeah, I got to get that again.
Very nice.
I really
bigger
enjoyed that
box
one.
because it's the PC version.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Far Cry 2. I thought it had just a fantastic story. And I played both endings. I did both endings of the story, so I could see both endings. No spoilers. But I really, really enjoyed that a lot.
You spoiled the fact there are two endings.
Way to go, Sean.
Ojunic says, Dead Space I can only get on Origin, but I just don't want to pay the money for it. Dead Space 3, I mean, I got 1 and 2 on Steam. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why. They put Dead Space 3 exclusively for download on Origin, but 1 and 2
Oh.
on Steam.
Oh, sorry. No, I was thinking of Animal Olympics. Yeah, no, I was getting them mixed up. Brian says, no, I mean Scooby-Doo's Laugh Olympics. I think so. I vaguely remember watching that when I was younger. It's been so long I can't honestly say, but you know, I mean, it's more Scooby-Doo, right? I mean, I've enjoyed watching a lot of the old Scooby-Doos with Rosie and stuff, so I'm sure that we would enjoy those ones as well. Oh, it was Captain Power. Oh my God! How did I not? Was I not able to answer that question?
Well, he did say he thought originally it was a fully CGI show.
Yes. Well, no, Captain Power. So Robe says it was Captain Power was the show he was trying to think of. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. And he says the figures that he had were of Lord Dread and Sauron. Well, I am definitely well versed on Captain Power. If you look over,
too well versed, if you ask me.
over there, you can see actually the red boxes there. I don't know if you can see them. The red boxes stacked up there are actually Captain Power toys. I have the jets. I have all the original VHS releases. I've got the DVD set. I've got shit tons of stuff. And I got most of the original toy commercials on tape.
My name is Justin, but you can call me Captain Power if you want.
Interesting news. Actually, interesting news about Captain Power. Apparently, there is a reboot in the works called Phoenix Rising. So keep an eye out for that. They are doing a new series, and they're doing it as like a nighttime drama series, like all serious and dark the way it should be. And yeah, it should be awesome from what I've heard. And actually, Tim Dunnigan, who originally played the captain in the show, is coming back as Mentor, their computer, and the father of Jonathan Power, because of course he's like 20 years older now. But yeah, so there you go. Nothing Usual says, sadly Dead Space 4 is not in the works, but look out for Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Part 26 coming soon. Sigh. Yes, it did, Robes. It actually had very early CG by a company called Arca Animation, and it was the first use of CG for actual characters in a show, rather than just for spaceships or whatever. And funny enough, all the spaceships were actually done with models. It wasn't actually CG. But they had Sauron and Blastar, which were two robotic characters that were all CG and would interact with the live-action characters. It was pretty cutting edge at the time. And the interactive element was basically you had flashing targets on the screen that the toys could pick up on, and certain types of flashes. Yeah, certain types of flashes would register as a hit, like on you, and other types of flashes would register as a target that you could shoot at.
So you don't have to get your stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Brian says, I do agree with you, Sean, that Blu-ray can be done for the classic 80s cartoons, just not the way people would hope for, yeah. I mean, ideally, obviously, we want the classic 80s cartoons in high definition, but if there's no film masters, then it's just not possible. But at the very least, we can get so-called shovelware, where we get, basically standard def on Blu-ray, but with maybe a slightly higher bit rate, so it's a little bit cleaner.
Which 80s cartoon are we talking about?
Just in general, just any. Because I know in Germany they've actually done that with a few shows. They've put out a few shows like, was it Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers, and I think Jason the Wheeled Warriors, and maybe some other ones. Defenders of the Earth, I think, was one. Where they put them out on Blu-ray, but just standard def on Blu-ray, so which meant they could cram all 65 episodes of each show on 2 discs. So just a single Blu-ray case with 2 discs in it.
Think of the marathoning capabilities.
And you've got all 65 episodes right there.
Good picture of Sean sitting there. I'm just going to marathon 1 disc.
Yeah, I know. Well, 1 disc, that would be more like 13 hours later.
But yeah, here we go. Here's one of the Captain Power skill level tapes.
Those tapes are pretty cool because they had some of the characters from the show in live action segments, but all the battle scenes were actually animated. They were anime style.
This one has a full introduction explaining by the captain.
Yeah.
So it has attention all pilots. Intermediate and advanced skill level videotapes are now available.
I have all. There was 3 skill level tapes. I have all 3 of them.
Skill level 2 and 3, Biodread Strike Mission, and Radon Volcano.
Yes. Yeah, I really liked the animation in that. It was pretty cool.
I gotta admit,
pretty
these
detailed.
are pretty cool just to sit down and watch.
Oh yeah.
I did pop this into my VHS player and watched it.
Definitely.
Because
it's just all action. it's just
going to like get ready. It felt like I was at an amusement park and I was like sitting in one of those moving chairs.
Yeah, it's like a ride film,
like
exactly.
Flying through the ride, and so that's
how cool would that be? Like a ride film made with those.
One of the coolest ones that there needs to be a Blu-ray release of this, or some kind of digital release of. There's the Marvel. It was actually one of those motion rides at some of the Paramount parks a long time ago, but it was done by Marvel.
Yes, Robes. They did release them on DVD. Ah, shit. Fairly recently, in a complete series set, all 22 episodes with tons of extras. And with a beautiful painted cover by Drew Struzan, who's done a lot of posters back in the 80s.
On that
I agree, yeah. Sadly, those battle tapes are not on here. But there you go. So you get all that. And you have to order this one online, but they also released the soundtrack on CD. So the epic orchestral soundtrack is on CD now. So, yeah, pick it up. Good stuff. You can actually, I think you can just order it through Amazon. So check it out. I really like that show. The overarching storyline was actually done by Joe Michael Straczynski, who you may know from Babylon 5, and The Real Ghostbusters, and He-Man, and Jason the Wheeled Warriors, and lots of other awesome shows from the 80s. No.
Didn't one of the characters from... No, go ahead.
I was saying this is just a little off topic. I just saw I had a stack of DVDs here. I was trying some. And I noticed that there's 2 movies that we should watch for Halloween.
What you got? Hang on.
28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, yeah.
And Cloverfield.
Oh, there you go. Sort of a found footage fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen both of those,
I don't think
but...
this was really a found footage movie.
I think it is.
No, because it's got like big wide shots of London.
Oh no, it's not that it's a found footage movie. It's just that they shot a lot of it on DV. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
So it was meant to have that home movie look without actually being like a found footage movie.
Yeah, but there were like big giant.
Yeah, like
open wide
sweeping vistas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston, who played the Ninth Doctor, is actually in 28 Days Later.
He is. He plays a right bastard in it too.
Now, I was going to say, didn't one of the characters from Captain Power escape from a prison called Babylon 5?
Yes, in episode 4, Final Stand, Tank talks about having escaped from Babylon 5. Babylon 5 in that was actually some kind of genetic engineering super soldier facility, which he was one of the results of. Because in that particular episode, he meets up with another super soldier who, has some bone to pick with him, so they basically have a final battle together. But, Rope says, J. Michael Straczynski of Amazing Spider-Man fame? Yes, that would be the guy. So, and Brian mentions they did a similar DVD cover for Skeleton Warriors. That is correct, yes. They put out the complete series of Skeleton Warriors around the same time, and it does have a very similar cover design to it. I still have to pick that one up, actually. I really want to get that one. Eugenics says, because you have 5 people in color suits and piloted giant mechs that form a bigger mech and killed a different monster each day. What are you talking about?
Power Rangers.
Sounds like Power Rangers. Oh, we're talking about Voltron and Power... Oh, the comment that was on the thing, yeah. Though the series aren't related but have some similarities in a sense, Voltron was the first Power Rangers. Yeah, there was a comment that somebody posted on my Power Rangers video the other day. And coincidentally, I posted it on the Facebook pages to sort of get people's thoughts on it. And I just said Power Rangers is not the same as Voltron, and Voltron is not the same as Robotech, because he basically equated them all together because they all have giant robots in them. And I was like, sort of. I mean, yeah, obviously there's similarities, but there's pretty significant differences. I mean,
very broad similarities, like both have to do with robots.
Well, it's like, I mean, you could then say every single cartoon or TV show that involved a team is a Power Rangers thing, or a Voltron thing, or that involves giant robots is a Power Rangers or Voltron thing.
Somebody who did it first.
Yeah.
Did you like my reply on that one, Sean?
I don't remember what it was.
Nothing usual said, LOL, Robot Chicken covered that topic.
Yeah, did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did, on several occasions.
That's funny.
They even covered Mask.
A Big Conspiracy says, I bet you can't wait for the new Friday the 13th found footage movie. Yeah, I heard that they were considering that for the next one. Says, maybe we'll see what Jason does in the winter when there's no summer camp counselors to murder.
He just sits there and weeps silently.
Oh, okay, now I get Nothing Usual's comment with Robot Chicken covered that topic.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a, where they treated it like he was waiting, like it was like a holiday, and he's like washing his suit and like scraping his blade, then he's like in a robe doing a puzzle. He just lives in a house.
That's great. So bored.
He's like, laying in bed on Thursday the 12th, and he's like laying in bed, he's just like he can't wait. We'll have to watch it, I'll have to show it to you. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other than the broad similarities. I mean, Power Rangers and Voltron are very different. I mean, first off,
I've never compared the two.
First off, the 5 characters. I mean, in the original Power Rangers, they're high school students who are also exceptional martial artists, and they get their orders from some like alien head guy.
Zordon.
Whereas in Voltron, they're 5 space pilots, and it takes place in a far-flung galaxy. So, I mean, it's not even on Earth. Never mind in a high school.
4 space pilots and a princess.
Well, it was originally 5 space pilots, but one of them becomes injured and goes to the hospital for a very, very long time. Yeah.
In Japan, he gets blown off the face of everything.
Yeah, he gets horribly killed after like 5 episodes, so that the princess can take over as the next pilot. But and then it's 5, and a lot of the sort of symbolic and archetypal elements of Voltron are based in mythology and biblical stuff and whatnot, whereas Power Rangers is, I'd say based more on Ultraman than anything else.
Yeah, it very much has that. Well, it's
like Team Ultraman.
Well, like I said, a lot of the original footage for the robot fights are from Japan. They're Sentai's.
Yeah.
So it very much was. the original show from Japan was very much based off of.
That's the other thing, is that the two are actually two completely separate genres, despite their, as you say, broad similarities. There's Power Rangers is a Super Sentai series that happens to feature a combining robot, but Voltron is a straight up giant, like, super robot series. It's super robot all the way, and that's all it is. It's not a Super Sentai series. To do with,
like, Megas XLR.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Megas,
straight up just robot.
Megas XLR is very much inspired by and a parody of and homage to Voltron and Voltron type shows.
Yes,
absolutely. Sorry, Cass, you said you found the response you were looking for?
Yeah, I found the comment. So you posted, you said, Power Rangers is not the same as Voltron. Voltron is not the same as Robotech. That is all. So I replied, so what you're saying is Power Voltron is like the Robotech Rangers. Got it.
Yes. There you go. To which I think I replied,
yes.
Like I said, Voltron is like the Robotech.
Honestly, I find I was lucky enough to be that perfect age that when Power Rangers first came out, it was advertised for me. I think I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
When it first came out, so it was my show.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like I've always said, if I was a little bit younger when Power Rangers came out, I'm sure I would have been all over it, and I would probably still be watching it today. But just out of nostalgia. But it was a little bit. It was during that period. And everybody goes through this sort of period in their lives. It's like you'll have all the things that you like when you're a kid up to when you're a teenager. And then you'll have that sort of period in your 20s where you're like, whatever, And that's the period where some people will completely leave their childhood behind, and others, like me, you'll just kind of, it'll still be there, but you'll just kind of not be as into it as you were. But then you hit your 30s and your 40s, and you get that midlife crisis, and you want to recapture your youth. So then you go back to all the stuff you loved as a kid and relive it again, and then you enjoy it all over again.
I'm 26, and I apparently have not hit this barrier yet.
Well, maybe not everybody does, obviously, but that seems to be typically the way it goes for
I'm trying to remember
some people.
a series that I know is where the Sentai for Power Rangers came from. And God, I can't remember it. There were masked characters, and there was like a new one like every season, or like a new team of them, or a new 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
They rode like motorcycles and shit, but they were masked characters.
You're talking about Kamen Rider?
Thank you, Kamen Rider.
Yeah, even I know that.
Yes, I knew that too. I know all about Kamen Rider.
That one,
Kamen Rider.
That one I might be interested in. That sounds kind of fun, and I like motorcycles and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, but Kamen Rider was very much Power Rangers was the offshoot of that.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Yeah.
Was like a dedicated team-oriented version of Kamen Rider.
I have to address this yet again, because I get asked it a lot. Ojunix asks, just out of curiosity, if someone donated you the Power Rangers sets, would you decline or accept them? Well, a lot of people have been asking me that on the video I did about the 20th anniversary set, the bust set, the Red Ranger set.
Scout just munches quietly on his Funyuns.
That is a $650 set. Like, it retails, like, the suggested retail price is $650, so it's probably going to go for about $500 when it comes out, typically, like on Amazon and stuff. Honestly, I mean, if somebody's willing to drop that much cash on a set they want to send me, honestly, don't waste your money on that, because it's something that I don't want and that I have no interest in. So if you're going to drop $500 on a massive DVD set, get me something else that I actually that I actually want, and that I will have things to say about and will enjoy. So if somebody donated that to me, I would either just send it back to them, or I would sell it, or I would give it away in a giveaway or something like that.
Are we talking about the Power Rangers set?
The Power Rangers set, because it's something that I literally have zero interest in it, and people keep trying to engage my interest in it. It's not going to happen. Okay, many before you have tried, and they did not succeed, and they were better qualified to do so because I know them. I've known them for longer, and they're close personal friends. But if they couldn't do it, you won't. And sending me the set isn't going to make me want to watch it. I will not watch it. I will not. If I kept it, it would be as a display piece, and it's something that I would literally never, ever, ever watch. So, yeah, please, nobody send me that set. I do not want it.
That show, and I'm a
I will get no
fan,
enjoyment from it.
Never, ever buy that Plus set. I don't like it.
Yeah. Not to mention, I don't have room for something like that. Notice I didn't get the Planet of the Apes Ape Head set, even though I'm a huge fan of that franchise. No, I got the book set, the Blu-ray set, which slides in nicely on the shelf and doesn't take up that much space. And there are other big honkin' box sets that I want to get. Like, I want to get the Dark Shadows set. I want to get some other complete series sets. And they're huge and take up a lot of space.
Have you guys seen the German Predator headset that Ms. Pool has in his collection?
I have not. I've seen some other similar sets, though. Like, there's an Alien one and there's a Matrix one.
Well, the one that I'm talking about is basically just the Predator helmet and the shoulder with the cannon sticking out, and it's got Predator 1 and 2 in it.
Cool. I remember one that Disc Junkie had was of the Matrix trilogy, and it was like a scale replica of the Nebuchadnezzar, Morpheus's ship, and it was so huge, this thing, and the discs themselves, they were just like a little panel on one side of it that the case would come out of, and there would be the discs. But this whole frickin' replica was so massive, it took up an entire... Like, you see those shelves? It would take up an entire shelf just for this one replica model. That's how big it was.
Such a waste of space.
It was cool, but absolutely a waste of space.
The Ultimate edition is starting to irritate me because that guy goes too fucking with that.
Yeah.
That's just a wide box.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it sitting on top of my PC games because I can't put it on a shelf. It doesn't fit.
Brian says if it has the DNR version of Predator, donate to Sean. Why? So I can destroy it on camera? Yeah, send me the Predator Ultimate DNR edition just so I can set fire to it on camera or something.
Again.
Again. Well, I wouldn't set fire to it obviously because I'm in an apartment, but at least I would destroy it.
That picture you sent.
That's
Duncan says you'll never hear the end of it if you do.
But it's a website run by people dedicated to finding and destroying every copy of Shaq Fu ever made.
Oh God. That's hilarious.
So what is... I'm guessing this is supposed to be some kind of Lego piece made.
My condolences, Epic. Epic Conspiracy says, ugh, I have that Predator Blu-ray. Yeah, I still have yet to buy a single edition of that on Blu-ray because, quite frankly, none of them have been worth buying, in my opinion. So I still have my 2-disc DVD edition of both 1 and 2, actually.
Remember when a bad Blu-ray meant that it got patented? And then the Predator Blu-ray came out?
It got
and
Predator.
Now it gets Predator.
Yeah. At least with Patton, they finally fixed it. They actually went back and they re-released it, and the new version is actually good and worth picking up. Apparently it's amazing. And that's the one I'll get. Sadly, it's not the nice digibook that they had out for the previous edition, but at least you've got a proper transfer. So that's the one I'll be getting eventually.
Well, the solution to that problem is buy both versions, destroy the one that got patented, and put the good one in there.
Yeah. Epic says, the first time I saw Predator, I thought it was amazing because it was perfectly clear. Yeah. And then you learned the sad, horrible, terrifying truth. This is true, Brian. This is very true. He says, there is hope for Predator. A good version of Terminator is finally out. Terminator. Yeah, sorry, the booze is settling in nicely. Epic says, and then I saw Sean's HD rants and realized it was shit. That's okay. You know what? If you go back, there's a Blu-ray update video where in one update, I bought both American Psycho and the Dark City Director's Cut Blu-rays, and it was around that time that I was starting to learn about DNR and film grain and why DNR is bad and stuff like that. And unbeknownst to me, those 2 releases were 2 of the worst ones out there at the time. So basically I watched them once, and then I sold them. And that was it. Duncan says, "Oh, thank you, Z-Man, for saving me from entering Blu-ray hell by avoiding Predator DNR. Shame Epic Conspiracy could not be saved." Yes. Well, we can't save everyone. We do what we can. Robe says, "Would you sooner accept the new DBZ sets?" See, I really want, like, a proper set of Dragon Ball Z so I can actually sit down and watch the damn thing. But it seems like every single DVD or Blu-ray release they put out has some issue with them that turns me away. So, no, the new DBZ Blu-ray sets that are going to be cropped to 16:9, absolutely not. Don't waste my time. I'm not going to watch them. I refuse to give them money. And if you give them money to send them to me, then you will lose my respect, because that means they will have gotten money through that process. So, no, I don't want them getting any money from me or my viewers on that. Loginix says, refer to Sean, which leader did you prefer to lead Cobra Commander or Serpentor? Honestly, Cobra Commander, because Serpentor Serpentor was kind of like the spoiled brat child. I mean, yeah, he had the DNA of all those great leaders and such, but he was undisciplined. He was just very, do what I say or suffer the consequences, which, in the short term is fine, but in the end, he was, I don't know, he had issues. I enjoyed Cobra Commander, even though he was kind of inept at times. There was just something about him that I liked. So I would say Cobra Commander. Plus, actually, if you watch Resolute, they actually rationalized the way that Cobra Commander behaved throughout most of G.I. Joe. That basically... he says, like, the key to being a good strategist and a good leader is to know when it is a good time to play the buffoon. So that his ineptness and supposed failure was all part of his big plan, I guess, to draw out the traitors and whatnot and deal with them. So, I thought it was a good little retcon. It kind of rationalized everything. And if you see Cobra Commander in Resolute, he is anything but the buffoon. He is fucking scary as hell. Let's see. Rob asks, only Predator Alien movies I don't have on Blu are the first 2 Predator movies. I still keep my Predator 2 and AVP 1 DVDs. Alien vs. Predator, if you want to get them on Blu-ray, the Blu-rays are fine for that. I didn't really detect any issues with it. Brian is asking if I've ever seen The Thief and the Cobbler. I don't think I have, actually. I don't think I've seen that one. Junix asks, so who were loyal to Cobra Commander?
Me.
Breastbone.
That's a good question, actually, because it seems like a lot of the people who were loyal to Cobra Commander weren't always. Like, I know that the Baroness and Destro had their falling outs with Cobra Commander over the years, but they stuck with them for quite a while as well. I don't know, it's hard to say. The thing is, I think the problem is it's hard to sort of determine loyalty with the Cobra elite, because a lot of them were only loyal because they were getting paid. Destro basically just went with Cobra because Cobra paid him the best, so he was basically their arms dealer. Baroness, she was well paid. Storm Shadow was well paid and had a vendetta against Snake Eyes. What the hell else? Zaymot and Tomax and Zaymot, the twins, definitely just because they were well paid. They were all about the money. Zartan, because he was well paid, he was all about the money. It's like they were all about the money. It was like a organization of mercenaries.
The thing about Cobra loyalty that you gotta remember is that the guy had a 100% fail rate.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to be loyal to the loser? I mean, I get rooting for the underdog, but at some point, it's gonna hurt your reputation to be hanging around with him all the time.
Yeah. I think, but then of course there's the question of, well, where did Cobra get all its money from if it kept failing all the time in all of its endeavors? It's like, well, obviously they're not stealing the money because G.I. Joe keeps thwarting them.
Well,
I think it was their front corporations. Their front corporations just brought in enough money to keep funding their operations, and it didn't really matter if they failed all the time because they had enough coming in from their front corporations.
well, it was the 80s. Everybody had money coming out of their ears.
Yeah, that's true.
Where do you think all that cocaine came from? That's why he wears the fucking face mask, you know? Because he was doing so much cocaine he couldn't get shit done. So fucking Destro had to weld that thing to his face to sober the guy up. And he still failed all the time.
Oh, Junix asks, so how scary did they make Cobra Commander? Pretty scary, actually. Maybe we should see if YouTube has episode 1. And we could watch episode 1. Let's find out here. G.I. Joe Resolute episode 1. That's abridged. That's a review. That's a clip. It's a mini video. It's episode 4. Come on! Come on!
Well, let's just watch episode 4.
Well, hold on. Maybe this guy has it. Hold on. Let me check.
To justify myself in the chat here, the reason why I prefer the Funimation dub and DBZ over the original Japanese audio is literally because there's so much yelling and screaming and long pauses of in the show. The Japanese people talking and screaming like that is so high pitched that it physically gave me a headache after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I I've never gone back to the Japanese. That's what I liked about the level sets, is because I can put the Japanese music over the Funimation audio dubs, and so
welcome back.
I can keep the awesome Japanese music, but not
Second
have
time this evening, I got up
ear
and watched.
bleeding, audio of voices in the Japanese versions.
Uh-huh.
I was just saying, the second time this evening, I walked away precisely when Google went, "Are you still here?"
Yes, damn it!
So annoying.
I was getting dessert.
Dessert.
Or I was getting dessert. I was getting dessert.
Vanilla ice cream.
Dessert.
And I already took a bite, but well,
Awesome.
pumpkin pie.
The memes back.
Hello, the memes.
Mia!
Did you just say the memes?
The memes.
Zort said it first. Kill him first.
Yeah.
Memes.
Alright. They've uncovered my other nickname. Great.
What have I become?
No, because that's what my uncles call me.
Well, we can always reach into the hat and I could pull out another nickname for you if you like.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I
Sorry.
like Mimi the best.
Alright.
It's so weird watching myself on the Hangout and then switching over to Saturday Night InSaNiTy and seeing myself there.
You could do something and then, like a minute later, watch the same thing again.
Yep.
Well, I just keep flicking back and forth to see if anybody mentioned me.
Egomaniac.
Alright, quick, talk about him right now.
Zwart guy.
Everybody.
Blah 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 blah. Top hat. Blah 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 blah. Zwart. Blah 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 blah. Anal sex. Blah 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 blah.
It only happened one time.
Alien.
Episcopalian. Blah 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 blah. Dog. Blah 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 blah.
Just feeling with a
What?
parking ticket.
Why do you not have part 3, you stupid YouTube page?
That is the best.
Wait, can't whipped cream too, Cass?
Crossbone. Oh, screw you, Robes
Is it ice
Martin.
cream or whipped cream?
Or Marlin. Fishman. I'm not
Ice
evil.
cream.
I'm super evil.
French
He has
vanilla.
pie a la mode right now with this shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
I a la mode your ass.
A la modi.
Oh, you got
I'm always in the
moody.
mode for pie.
In the
Does
mode.
anyone remember that? Like, that was a thing.
As my
in the
sister
90s.
says, I'll be right back. I gotta get back to work.
Twerk.
I wonder what happened to Zack the Lego Maniac. Well, Ozunix, I can tell you. He built himself into a wall that he could not take apart. And he starved to death.
It's actually, Eric, that's one our mom says. I don't know if you've ever noticed, Sean. When she says to eat, she says it really quickly, so it's almost like tweet.
Tweet.
Would you
Yeah,
like something tweet?
Yeah, my sister caught
Okay.
herself saying that. She goes, I gotta get back to work. I was like, you gotta
Work?
work? What? No.
Crossbone
to
is
work.
only legal, is only mega evil when he wears his hat. I've seen that evil.
I think this
I
person just
agree.
misnumbered.
I'm gonna go get my hat, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah, great.
this is oddly specific.
Hmm.
Sad.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
this person just
sorry.
misnumbered. I think part 4 is actually part 3. Alright. Good. So we'll end it off by watching the first 3 parts of G.I. Joe Resolute. They're only 5 minutes each. They're really short. It was a very mini series.
Good evening, Mr. Powers.
Let me just double check here real quick. Real quick.
Now he is complete.
I just check here real quick. I'm just checking real quick here. I just want to check something real quick. Okay, it's good. Sorry. Just checking here. Just want to see something.
What's he checking?
I don't know, but
That's-
I'm just like trying to figure out
that's
how I
in-
got stuck hanging out with
That's in Spanish.
Sean after so long.
Why is that
No,
in
Robes.
Spanish?
Have any of your family members gone
In the live
missing
stream, we
lately?
just started doing this thing.
Spanish? They say Spanish.
It's weird watching you do it, like in the past and now.
And now, this is Spanish.
I only kill members
Just
of
check.
Greenpeace and orphan
I'm
puppies.
just checking something with my
That's wrong.
with my areas.
Your areas.
Are you reevaluating things too?
Reevaluating
Reevaluating.
Ryan,
I like that.
ejaculation
Walmer.
of my nipples. Just hold on.
Ryan Walmer would like to know if any of us have thoughts on the AVGN movie. I hope it's better than the Cinema Snob movie. That's my thought on it.
I've seen the teaser, like the trailer, and I think it looks amazing. And I definitely look forward to checking it out. I really look forward to it. Huh, that's kind of dark. What's kind of dark? What's going on? It's dark.
I put my hat on and became mega evil.
Oh, okay.
And started killing members of Greenpeace and orphan puppies.
Well, you're just a
And
dick, aren't
apparently, several members of Robes Marlin's family have gone missing.
you? Okay.
Also due to my mega evilness.
There we go. Just moving the files over, and then we can check it out here.
No, I haven't played the AVGN game yet, but I've heard that it's the hardest NES game never released on the NES.
It's the bomb, yo.
I have to disagree. I'm having more of a struggle getting through DuckTales Remastered. I'm actually already on the last level of the AVGN game.
Now,
I really didn't try all that hard.
I saw your playthrough video there.
Oh, of Assholevania and...
I know it says part 4, but I'm pretty sure it's actually part 3. I think the YouTube user misnumbered them. So don't panic. It's okay.
Panicking! I'm panicking!
Alright,
It's okay, guys.
here we go. Hold on. Gotta,
Now I have to unmute the stream so I can listen to the show.
yes.
I gotta mute everybody in the hangout.
Oh, fuck.
Not that I'm saying.
I should give you guys a link or something so you can watch it in real time with us. Just hold on. Just hold on. I'll find it with my tats.
With
tats. What's my tats?
I gotta go find it. Here.
Yes, hold on.
Parts.
Hold on, my parts. I'm just getting my parts going so I can find the tats.
Miss Sean.
It's not your oob. Oh my god, and that's an actual site too. Somebody like you too.
Your oob.
Your oob. Says warning, you should upgrade your media player. Oh no, it's trying to give me malware. Okay. Alright. Not go. G.I. Joe. Resolute.
Go, Joe.
Go, Joe. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think this is the one. Is it Justin Bell? Justin Bell. Videos.
Oh, it's Justin Wren. And that guy over there is Justin Swart.
What the fuck is going on here? Search! See my drunken YouTube searching here.
Actually, Snout, you are Justin Bell.
Hold on, that's part... What?
Let me pronounce it correctly, Justin.
God damn it. Here, hold on a second. Oh! Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is better. This is better. Hold on. I'm gonna download...
That is the Bell in Justin Bell.
Oh my fucking god! Why? Really?
And this is how things run.
And that
smoothly
one too,
on
and
SNI.
what about this one? Yeah, uh-huh. God damn it, Hasbro. Why do you have to be cocks? Just let us watch your
Not
shit.
just one cock, but many.
Hold it, going back. Get out of Justin Bell's playpen.
They fight for freedom.
Part 1.
Whenever there's trouble.
Yeah, Sean, get out of his
Okay, it's
computer.
not Justin Bell, it's Prudence Doty. Here we go. Good old Prudence. Yes, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to send this over to the Google gang here. Just hold on. Alright, so here is part 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Part 1 of something.
Hold on. And then you can cue these up while we're watching part 1. Here's part 2. Don't, Stout, no. Bad, Stout. No. Don't you dare. I will rip your lips off. Here we go, and this is, I'm pretty sure part 3, even though it says part 4. If things are happening and we don't know what's going on, well, blame other things that aren't me.
I will blame you.
No.
Always blame Sean. Got it.
Okay, hold on. Gotta find them all here. They're
Seems
spread all
legit.
over my desktop. Is that part 1? And that is part not 1. Okay, hold on. There. Okay. Good. Now we can crop it nicely. Just calm down.
Top comment. Is this an anime?
Your mom's an anime.
I'm totally still here.
Alright, now, so you guys can just queue up the YouTube videos and then watch it in real time with those of us in the chat, and then we'll be good. Okay. Is everybody ready?
You could just...
Yes.
Ready to commence with the rocking and the rolling. Okay, so there'll be a brief pause between episodes just so everybody can switch over and stuff, and yeah, so... Okay, here we go. So part 1 of G.I. Joe Resolute, or what I like to call G.I. Joe is all growed up now. Here we go. Okay, be 3, 2, 1, play. 3, 2, 1, play.
Well, that was sufficiently awesome.
So there you go, kids. G.I. Joe Resolute. Check it out.
Not your older brother's G.I. Joe, is it?
No. So there you go. There's a little taste. So to give you some idea, that actually aired originally on Adult Swim. It wasn't even on Cartoon Network. It was...
I remember when it first aired.
Very much for the grown-ups. Yeah,
If you do this,
if you want
do that with Thundercats.
if you want more, you can see all 10 parts on YouTube.
Prudence Day has them.
Prudence Doty. Prudence Doty. I'll put that YouTube username in the chat here for you. Prudence Doty. Actually, let me find the actual YouTube name. Here we are. It's Princess Leia. So if you do youtube.com.
Thanks, Google.
/
Really helpful. Just,
Princess Leia.
Totally want to be known by my
There you go.
actual name.
So if you do that one, then you can, if you go to that YouTube profile, then you can see all 10 parts there. And enjoy. Or go to Walmart and buy the DVD. Last I saw, they had it for about $5, so definitely worth checking out, and one that I will absolutely be buying and adding to the G.I. Joe collection.
Hopefully it'll be like the original Clone Wars cartoon, and they'll take the intros and exits out and use it as an entire movie.
Yeah, I think that's how they do it, actually. It's just like one 60-minute movie, basically.
That would be awesome.
And you can just sit down and enjoy non-stop awesomeness. And yeah, Brian mentions, yes, Dial Tone is a girl here for some reason.
Well, good.
I don't know why, but yeah, you'll see a lot of familiar characters from the '80s show in there. Cobra Commander taking no crap. That actually wasn't the Cobra Commander scene I was thinking of. There's some other moments of him being particularly evil and scary, but you get some idea anyway of how they updated his character for this one, which I thought was pretty cool. Ojunix says Cobra Commander was a scary mofo. Yes. He's like, and there won't be
I taught him that,
I
by
won't
the
be
way.
taking any of your crap. I'll gut you like a fish right in front of everybody. Yeah, that's something you wouldn't have heard on the 80s show, I don't think. It's awesome.
Not in those words, anyway.
No. Well, folks, I think it's time to say goodnight. We've been going for almost 3.5 hours, which is an hour and a half longer than we usually go. And, yes, hello, Pumbaa. Hello. Hi, Pumbaa.
Warning, Stoudman, you're standing downwind.
I think I'm going to make some food and pee. Well, I'm not going to make some pee. I'm going to go pee while food is being made. And,
Don't go pee in your food.
No.
That wouldn't be good.
No.
That would be
And I'm actually going to go to bed, so it's a good
All
time to end.
Alrighty. Well, that is it from us to you for now, folks, for another Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. And we'll see you next week.
Hey, everybody.
Next week, after my first full week at the new job. So we'll see how that's going. And
Awesome to hear about.
yeah, so we'll talk to you later. It's just going to be training for the first 3 or 4 weeks, so probably won't have a lot
What's
of
the position
exciting...
exactly again?
It's a TSR, technical support rep, basically.
Oh, perfect.
Inbound phone calls. So it'll be similar.
You're basically going to be, have you tried turning it off and on again?
It'll be similar to what I was doing at West back in the day, but it'll be with Shaw, and much better pay and benefits. So
Yeah.
Which is good for
Yeah.
Rosie.
absolutely.
And from everything I've heard from everyone on both sides of it, they're a great company.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. I basically applied at Shaw and Costco. They were the two big ones. So whichever one called first, they were the one I was going to go for. So Shaw called first, so they're the ones I'm going with.
Makes sense.
So best pay and best benefits. So just seemed like the way to go.
That's great.
Alrighty, so talk to you later, folks. Have yourselves a good week, and we'll see you again soon. Till then, thanks for chatting, and sayonara.
Penis.
Penis.
Vag.